It's so over, dude. Let's see. Am I even live right now? Oh, yikes. It's over. It is actually over. Hey guys, what's up, fellas? What is up, my fellas? Dude, it's been a little bit, we'll say, waiting. Don't listen to Chris and don't stream. Give up on this YouTuber dream. I can't. I can't. Dude, it's fucking over. It's not even just a dream anymore. It's a reality. Okay. Oh, dude. I win. Okay. Hi, everyone. Rah! Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's been years. And like live stream time. Oh, fucking live stream time, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm like, I'm like eating a pulled pork sandwich right now. Yeah, this is good news. Wow. Dude, what is up, my fellas? It's been ages though. I know why you guys are here. You hate me. Gross lip smacking. Is it really lip smacking? Not really, zombie. Uh-uh. Arlen. Dude, I'm chilling right now. But yeah, I'm almost done with this sandwich. Your stream made my phone slow slash yikes. It's over. Yeah. Hold up. I'm gonna drink some salad. Now that salad juice is awesome. The fuck is that, M1? What do you mean? Where did you get your dandwich? From the salad shop. Mm. Mm. It's not really lip smacking if you really think about it. Okay. We're locked in. Yeah, pulled pork sandwich. But yeah, we're locked in. So, we got not one, not two, but three topics to talk about today. Now, one's awfully quick, so that's kind of why I just threw it in this stream. You see, essentially, we're going to be playing a lot of Terraria today, because two of them will actually, involve my direct focus. But let me give a little bit of background, if you will. For the starter, right, Courtney Peet. We've heard of Courtney Peet before, right, fellas? You see, Courtney Peet is involved with, like, the whole Lily Orchard shit because she's a victim. Unheard of? Yes. Who is Courtney Peet, by the way? Courtney Peet was the person who came out on YouTube to claim that they were raped by Lily Orchard. And that was fucking insane. Hell, I mean, I've even seen a text messages where I'm pretty sure Lily just, like, admitted it. I mean, from what I remember from those Brit logs, it was fucking insane. But, God, you see, I didn't really, like, want to touch anything Courtney related. Or no, sorry, not Courtney. Lily Orchard related, but, like, Courtney just kind of had, like, an interesting crash out, which it's like, you see, it kind of counts. I was right about playing Minecraft. I'm not playing Minecraft. 14-0, baby, undefeated. Lio had it coming. Dude, I mean, you see, Chris, there's nothing really wrong with Courtney. No, I'm kidding. Dude, I don't know, man. Courtney is, definitely a liability. That's why, like, I don't know. I don't like, getting close to some people on the internet or, like, getting around or associated with some people. You can just kind of tell, right? It's like intuition, okay? And it's like Courtney clearly has mental struggles, whether they're a victim or not, or anything, right? I'm not sure. Haven't really looked into their stuff, really. But either way, it's very clear to everyone that they have issues that they need to iron out. And the internet's not the place to do it. Fuck me. But, yeah, no. It's rough. It's rough. Why do you keep saying 14-0, baby? That's some short. Fuck off. But yeah, no. Courtney, yeah, no, for sure. Definitely was a fucking liability. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that a point is even being used because if you guys remember when we went over like Beckett's Saber Spark video, right? It was definitely talked about with KP, but like Courtney was 100% like, you know, culpable in it too. The whole like tailoring the victim's response to fit like their video better was fucking insane. But that actually recirculated again, because I'm gonna be real with you, right? It is absolutely fucking diabolical to reach out to an alleged victim of any situation and be like, you know what? Let's change this part so it better suits my argument in a video. That's just fucking fuck maniacal, dude. Like, it's not just super invested in tampering with an actual story, but like, you have like twisted it so it could actually fit your narrative better. That is a whole other level of fucked up, dude. Like, fuck me. But Courtney, it's not that long to go through. It's pretty quick. But yeah, Courtney's definitely been a little bit of a liability that I've seen. And she got like used again, like as a point against Lyle from like Sai and Malcolm or whatnot. And it's like, I guess, it's rough. I've seen some things that they said. I've seen like they encourage like I guess a 15-year-old kid to stand up to themselves, like, you know, to break a person's finger. I don't know how that got twisted as they taught a kid how to, you know, masturbate. But as for other conversations, it's pretty bad, right? You shouldn't try to be like, you know, someone's like, you shouldn't be teaching kids about sex online. And the fact that I even have to say that, right? Or like sexual topics online. And the fact that I even have to say that aloud is fucking mental. Like, that just seems like common fucking sense. But, God, like, fuck me, man. Well, if, like, a school teacher could do it, why can't I do it? Well, maybe because one's a fucking professional, Courtney, and was actually, like, trained to do that. It has the proper authority to do that, and you're just a fucking random internet loser, okay? Like, there's quite a difference, okay? Like, fuck me, dude. Fuck me. But, yeah. Essentially, right, let's get into some of it. I'll just wait at the house a little bit, right? Yeah. So, PSA. If you are a minor and fully believe I'm a predator, don't interact with me. Driving kids to interact with predators, accused or proven, is literally the opposite of what I'm trying to do here. I don't care if you actually believe that I'm a groomer, but you shouldn't be putting yourself in contact with someone you believe fully is a groomer as a child. For the love of gods, protect yourself. You aren't the exception or to the rule. You aren't going to pwn the predator. You're just endangering yourself. Stop. So, Courtney. I don't care if you think I'm a groomer. Stay away from me. Fuck me. Why? Dude, it looks so bad. No. The minor has to set the boundary away from me, not me. All right, the minor has to come up with the cognitive ability to avoid me on the internet. Not me, though. Not me. Okay, avoid me, or else you're putting yourself in danger. Rah! Like, what the fuck is this, dude? This looks so fucking bad, dude. Like, fuck my life, man. Why? How can you just genuinely say that with as much confidence as you had? God. Okay. But yeah. Stay away from the fucking mic, dog. No. But no, like, I'm not even that close to it. And if you're a minor, don't think I'm a predator. Yeah, exactly. Talk to me all you want. Courtney, you just basically said that you're a danger to minors. Like, is this you, like, admitting it? Like, what is this, dude? Dude, this is fucking mental. But then, if you think that's bad, then we got, like, something from here from OpBlock, right, where they, like, screenshotted some stuff. This is pretty rough, by the way, too. Back when I first started speaking out about my sister, I had a number of minors hitting me up. Cool way to phrase that, for advice and help and advice I gave where I could, because I've actually raised a kid for almost a decade and have actually had to handle tough conversations with a child. So I gave advice and help where I felt I could. Had a 14-year-old message me asking if they were broken for having never orgasmed. Well, fucking engage in that. So I verbatim repeated what was said to me in health class when I was that age, and my peers had the same questions. People can have an opinion on whether I should not answer it or not. But no, I didn't teach a kid how to masturbate. Don't engage in fucking sexual conversations with minors, dude. Why? Why is this even a fucking conversation? Dude, this is just so fucking comically bad. This is so bad, dude. Fuck me. But then we got, I gave the same health talk I was given in school and I moved on. I also just don't try to help people anymore regardless of age. I also don't have a server full of minors. There's 9 and a server of 80 people. Well, that's at least like, what, 10%? Like, over 10%, dude. That's awful. Fuck me. Courtney. This is not even the end of it. We talked about the subject because it pertains to my content. I make content that pertains to grooming because of who my sister is. I plan to put out more information about grooming in the form of content so people can arm themselves with the tools they need. But I have never sold myself as a teacher of kids on how to not be groomed. Dude. Fuck me, dude. This just gets so bad. Don't talk to these kids directly about this shit. What are you doing? What are you doing, dog? You are not that guy. You are not that guy, pal. You are not that guy. We got Hidden saying, okay, so this is my personal opinion, but if your content actively revolves around content not suitable for children, i.e. your experience with Lily, grooming, etc., maybe having minors in your server isn't something you should be pursuing, be it only that you can't wholeheartedly control all the time when what is talked about, how, and when. Okay, I will give Courtney this. Say that pursuing does kind of like make it seem worse than it is. Pursuing? The fuck? I don't pursue. Having kids in my Discord. Fuck. And then, right, what I said about earlier, right, the thing that like they responded to. We got, I didn't assist in altering testimony to make it sound worse. Yeah, kinda did. I saw your highlights. That you had purple highlights, you know, to match your YouTube brand. It was pretty sick. I said implied consent isn't a thing, because it isn't. Well, you also said it is, but whatever. And that the girl whose testimony I read without even knowing her name shouldn't be telling herself that it was a thing. And yeah, KP and I had discussions about consent where I directed some things to the girls whose testimony I read because, again, implied consent isn't a thing. You literally, keep in mind, this is the same bitch that says that implied consent exists, like in a context like of a rock star getting flashed by a fan. Alright? that is implied consent to her. But now it's like she's backtracking, acting like it's not real, or like she didn't say that in a publicly documented video. It's so fucking dumb. I don't even think she knows what, you know, fucking implied consent even is. This is this is awful. But yeah. Fuck. Anyways. Participating in the video doesn't give me executive decisions on anything, and speaking as if KP's shortcomings are also mine, simply by association, because you assume I had executive power over the video is just not a narrative I'm entertaining, because that's simply not the case of what happened. When it came to the alleged victim's testimony, you had highlighted segments and told them what to say. This is not a guilt by association thing, Courtney. This is directly what you said. And the whole implied consent argument is something you said that you wanted to say, like, consensually in a video. You hopped on the video. No one held you at gunpoint. These were things that you said. Things that you believe clearly, since you're still double downing and, like, you know, defending on it, all right? Fuck. Dude, I got a horrible voice right now. But no. Essentially, right? We are holding, like, I say we, this sounds gay. People are holding you to what you did. This is not a, they were in KP's video. Very interesting. Even with your server, how would that make sense if people are bringing up your server and your conversations with these kids? How would that be, we got him. This is because of KP's video. You're stupid. You were fucking mind-numbingly dumb if, like, that's the conclusion you come to. But yeah. So yeah, not apologizing for something I didn't do, and I'm not apologizing for telling anyone. Dude, you had sexual conversations with kids. You had tailored a victim's response to fit, you know, the arguments better, and you are still arguing that implied consent does not exist. These are all things you did and, like, are being still held to you. Nothing about this that's being held to you is something that KP did that you just happen to be a part of. All right? This is why it's so annoying with them. Can't even fucking take basic accountability or, you know, acknowledgement of their own actions. Sorry, had to, like, swig down something in my throat. Doubling down sounds double diabolical. Indeed. But then, right, Yeah. Implied consent isn't a thing because it isn't. You want to get technical? I also pointed out about the testimony that I was confused as to where it went from talking in the hotel room to some sort of clothes off and an assault happening. As for whatever I edited to sound worse, I also pointed out a plot hole so malicious, right? Yeah, Dad. Wait, you actually think implied consent isn't a thing? Pumpkin, no, don't engage. Pumpkin, no, no, no! Pumpkin! Get out of there, Pumpkin! No! But, let's see. You actually think it is? The fuck? Courtney, you literally said a rock star getting flashed is implied consent. What do you mean, you think it is? What is this? Yeah. Dude, implied can be had with kink and fetish relationships. It could just be had with basic relationships. Implied consent also counts body language. All right? If, like, obviously a body... you could, sir, if you really want, you could ask or whatever, like, if you want to, like, do something. Like, obviously, I think asking would, like, be a lot more, like, crucial for the things you've never done before. Or, like, you know, if, like, it's even the right time. But, like, if you guys are giving each other that look, like, that's... Yeah, you guys are implying each other's consent to each other. It's just being able to read body language. It's not, like, it doesn't have to be something crazy, okay? It doesn't have to be something insane. But, dude, it's so gay. You actually think it is? The fuck? Yes? Okay. CNC uses it. Alright, dude. Dude, you didn't have to even use... You used the most extreme argument for implied consent existing. You did not have to jump to CNC. Bro, that's contract law, not sexual conduct. And also, nice little shift of the goalpost, right? You go from saying implied consent is not a real thing to, actually, it is real, but just not in this context. Okay, so you switch the goalpost, which you're still wrong, by the way. Congratulations. So, fuck me. It could be implied to sexual conduct as well, Courtney. If you're a rapist, maybe. Dude. Are you calling me a rapist? Bro, what? Tell me right now if you're calling me a rapist, Courtney. Oh, yeah? This is... Oh, God. Oh, God. This is getting awful. This is awful. This is getting horrendous. Do you not understand a proverbial... Fuck. Proverbial you? Or do you need it expressively stated that it's proverbial? I need a yes or no. Genuinely asking. If you're stupid enough to think that that's what was being said, run with it. I don't give a fuck. I don't have the patience to unravel stupid. Okay, how about this? My partner and I use implied consent in the bed. Are we rapists? How did we get here? Dude. Pumpkin. Is bro a rapist? Dude. Pumpkin's been having it pretty rough. First, they get, like, a sexual harassment allegation, and now they're being accused of being a rapist. You know, you start to notice a pattern at some point. But, like, this is so fucking awful. I don't care what you're accepting. That the you was proverbial. If the boot fits, lace it up and wear it. I'm not debating anything or anyone. I don't care to change your mind. Think what you like. Take offense where you will. You know what? No. I don't care anymore. You've been nothing but rude, cruel, and straight disrespectful to members of this server. Lio has ran defense for you multiple fucking times, and I legit don't understand it, but I don't care to understand it anymore. Many people don't want you here, including me. Take your snotty attitude and stick it. Yeet, yeet, yeet. I mean, whoops. Dead. It's over, dude. It's over. Fuck me, dude. Like, I don't know. Courtney, yeah, Courtney's insufferable, I will say. And the whole, like Lio's red defense, I even asked Lio, like, what what has he, like, defends Courtney with? Apparently, the only defending that, like, he's told me is that he didn't ban her from the server for simply just being rude. It's not like he defended her for, like, an action that she did publicly or whatnot. But he's, like, told me multiple times he doesn't care if, like, she leaves the server. He's not friends with her or anything like that. He doesn't even care if she gets ran out. She was, like, literally only there just, like, talk about, like, Lily and shit. So it's like, yeah. And I went on to totally yell at Pumpkin, totally made them cry and everything. This is true. This is actually true news. But, like, fuck me, dude. But, yeah. God. So, yeah, Courtney's a mess. I knew that they were going to be a little bit of a liability. I just did not think, you know, the thing that was going to get them was mainly just them being inappropriate around minors and acting like, you know, they could just tell them like what a health teacher is able to describe to them. Dude, this is fucking rough, dude. I fucking can't with Courtney. Well, she's out now. You know, she's probably gonna cope. She might cope. We'll see. But God, talk about fucking rough, dude. Holy shit. But yeah, that Courtney kind of pisses me off sometimes. But I don't know. It's very clear to me too that like I don't even feel like many people actually care about like, you know, Courtney themselves. I feel like, you know, when it comes to like the Lily Orchard coverage personally, and I have said this before, I think genuinely people use Courtney like, you know, as like a weapon or a tool against Lily Orchard because it's convenient. I don't think they genuinely care about like, you know, Courtney or whether it actually happened or not. They just see it as a point that they could use against Lily. And that has kind of given, in my opinion, Courtney this like kind of like little level-headed, not level-headed, no, sorry, ego-filled brain that they could just kind of like do anything, get away with it without consequence, in my opinion. That's just kind of how, that's how I feel about it. But yeah. Dude, that's rough. No, don't compare Lily to Courtney. Sorry, yeah, don't compare Courtney to Lily. They're not alike, okay? They're not alike. That's, okay. I get if you're memeing, but let's be real, okay? One's a pedophile rapist, and the other one's just fucking insufferable. Okay? Like, okay, it's rough. It's rough. But, yeah, it's... God. I don't see them coming back. I don't really see them coming back to, like, any, like, I don't know, like, Elias community, at least. Which is a good thing. Yeah. I could get behind that. That's great. I'm glad that they're gone. But, yeah, no, realistically, that was definitely... I don't see Lily being brought up... Not Lily, sorry. Lily will always be brought up. But I don't see Courtney being brought up in any other context anytime in the future, though. Maybe if they stream and respond and people decide to give it attention, you know, people that actually like are more in depth in like the Lily shit than I am. But like, I'm gonna be so real. After those Brit logs, I want like next to nothing to do with Lily Orchard. I already know that they're an egregious human being, and it's like it's pretty much common knowledge. I'm not proving anything by going over it. It's like, it's rough. If you guys want to actually see proper coverage of it, I would recommend a June the King video. That was like 2 hours, okay? If you like a lot of, like, you know, pretty much like a lot of the stuff with Lily. But God, fuck me, man. That, I just can't. I just fucking can't, dude. That is rough. Dude, I love making this house. This is awesome. If they come back, I'm honestly gone. She's giving me one too many hot rages. Dude, I don't know, like, at this point, right, realistically, I don't know where she would go. Because it's like, Courtney's in a weird position, right? Because she's only known mainly because of either Lily Orchard or other controversies like the KP stuff, right? And all of that stuff does not make Courtney look good at all, right? So it's like, Courtney's kind of in this position where it's like I mean, it's not that I'm feeling bad for her or anything here, but I'm just like stating an objective reality. Courtney doesn't really have a place to go per se. Like how would I put this? They've been definitely kind of like exiled now. Like because Lily, obviously, you know, people that like Lily don't like Courtney, I would imagine. Or, you know, even like the obvious, right? Where it's like people that don't like Lily don't like Courtney either. And like other spaces like Cat's Lair, definitely she just ran out of. Sai doesn't like her. Like, you know, like that, and that's a part of like the whole like Lily hater. So it's like genuinely, right? It's like I don't even know. She's just kind of like drifting apart. Yeah, she's just yeah, and the Black Griffin shit, dude. Fuck me, man. But yeah, it's I don't know, dude. Like, it's pretty rough. I can't think of where Courtney would go. And I think she kind of like ostracized herself pretty successfully. It's this is awful. Dude. Let me change my fit because this looks like way cooler. Oh yeah, that looks way up more awesome. But yeah, no. It's fucking hell. it is what it is, I guess. Fuck me, dude. Oh, no, I don't want the hat on still. That looks evil. But I don't even know how she's gonna respond to this realistically. Victim complex is a hell of a drug. But yeah, no, honestly, no, because like Sai and like Courtney have been going at it, so I doubt that like, you know, Sai's gonna be like, come back in the house. Like every like one of like the Lily haters will be more than quick to use Courtney as like a point and a tool against Lily Orchard if necessary, right? But like they won't they don't care to be around her or actually care what happened to her. It's kind of interesting actually. You would think, right? If you're all against Lily, how do you even get like into beef with each other? It's just kind of fucking odd that even like went down the way it did. But here we are, I guess. Ah, fuck me, dude. Ah, but yeah. So, I doubt that anyone's really gonna hear about Courtney till unless they give like them the time of day. I doubt it though. I severely doubt it. She probably won't and just try to solo it. Yeah, that's not really gonna go far. I don't know. I'm surprised how successfully like Courtney managed to turn literally any side that she could have been on against her. It's kind of impressive actually. I'm kind of I'm amazed actually. It's kind of beautiful. But yeah, God, hold on. Her coping. Oh God, I just got sent something awesome. Thank you, moderator. Not gonna leak who. So I was actually about to just move on from Courtney, but then like I just got like some cope. So let's see it, right? Let's see it. Let's see the copium, okay? Let's see it. Fuck it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live, okay? Not mom. What the fuck is that name? I got kicked from Lio server by one of the mods. Yeah? For what? They don't like that I won't debate every single one of them personally and call it having a snotty attitude and being rude. Lol. I mean, Courtney, we could have a discussion. I think that'd be interesting. OMG, that's stupid. I don't understand why Lio runs defense for you. Probably the same reason I got a personal apology on y'all's behalf from him half the time. It's rude that you don't want to waste your time? Gulp. Man, fuck me. I'm kind of curious what they like would think of, like, you know, her having sexual conversations with minors. God. Okay. But yeah. Because he doesn't care that y'all think I'm mean, and I don't care that they don't like me personally. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, hi. It's basically a I can do nothing right situation. I answer the questions I'm yapping and downplaying. Well, you're also just fucking absolutely wrong, too. Like, I mean, it's not even opinions anymore. You're just stating objective, like, factual inaccuracies. Obviously, it's gonna, like, be, why does no one agree with what I say to you? But she's just fucking idiot. But, yeah, anyways. Fuck. What? Will you ever go over the Chrissy doc? I don't know even what that is. But, let's see. I don't answer. I'm avoiding the question. I have clarifying questions of my own. I'm deflecting. I say, okay, I'm trying to act cool. Okay. They just want to be angry and have me capitulate to whatever bullshit apology they want from me to feel better about the big meaning in their own personal life, and they can't get an apology from. Which is whatever at the end of the day. I don't know any of them IRL. Changes nothing about my day. Yeah, lovely. And then we got... no, sorry. That was both of them. This is what we call a W cope. Okay. Where was the clarifying questions? Okay. Is this one of them? Genuinely, do you not understand a proverbial youth? That's sarcasm. If you're a rapist, maybe. No. Bro, that's contract. No. You actually think it is? The fuck? Okay. That's probably the only... That's like the one clarifying question. Where is me gloating, Ace? Lio had it coming, the gloat. I mean, Chris, if you want to call, you could just, like, rub it in everyone's face if you want. if that's what you want to do, bro. I don't mind if you want to like have like take a little victory lap on like Courtney right now. That's fine, because I'm about to like wrap up Courtney anyways. But yeah, that's if you want to call me, that's fine. God, I had it coming. The goat, the gloat. Yeah, I mean, fuck. I, yeah, I'm speechless. I just hasn't Lumi Star Bun been gone for like years. Trust me, we'll get into it. There's like recent stuff. There was recent stuff. I already did multiple times. Okay, okay, fine. Don't come on an A-Space stream. Don't care. Don't care. All right, be yourself. And someone got mad at me for saying mean things. I don't care if you say mean things, buddy. I don't care. Whatever. Whatever, Chris. This hurts me so. But you don't want to be here. Whatever. Okay. Be yourself. Well, I'll try not to trust horrible people challenge. Impossible. Yeah, no, he does get kind of fucked over a lot with his associates. It's kind of sad. I don't know. Courtney, would I say Courtney's a Lio associate as much as like the other ones were though? Probably not. But yeah, I mean, I guess you did harbor them in your server, but I always thought like one point that was definitely stupid though is the fact that you have Courtney in your server means you have to like, pursue Lily Orchard and like, make content on them and like, go after them, which I think is just dumb. I don't think like having a victim in your server automatically makes it so that you have to like cover, their abuser or whatnot. That's just an insane precedent to set. Yeah. All I said was Court looks like a math addict at a trick stop and no one should care about her. Yeah? Okay, I mean, good one. Chris, do you want to call or not, buddy? If you're not going to call, I'm going to move on and you're going to be really evil. If you want to call, let me know, buddy. Okay? Okay. I'll summarize the Lumi Star Bun shit in a moment, trust. I always do give a little bit of a summary before going into it, because let's be real, like, some of these things have, like, insane fucking rabbit holes that, like, just will take days, or not days, but, take a lot of context to even understand for, like, the current thing we're talking about, because welcome to the art community. That's the thing that we joined. No? Okay. Thanks, buddy. We're gonna move on to Lumi Star Bun. Okay? We're gonna move on to Lumi Star Bun. Now, if you guys remember anything from like my Lumi coverage, dude, this was early days of A-Space. I bring it up every now and then, right? It was my baby days, dude. It was it was my fresh new days. Stop stealing Goat's mannerism, dude. Goat copied me. I don't want to fucking hear it from you, buddy. But yeah, anyways, Lumi Star Bun, right? In the early days of A-Space lore, was being accused of being a pedophile for, just basically being slandered. Actually, it was kind of like my way to bump into a lot of, like, the Lumi Star Bun crew, because there were people that were A-logging Lumi, which, that's your prerogative, I guess, but I still am gonna, like, point and laugh at you if you're, like, actively A-logging and stalking someone for 4 years, preying on their downfall, and have, like, a whole Discord server, like, dedicated to it. I think that's mental, okay? I think that's a bit too far. You see, something I'll say about A-loggers, they could definitely have a lot of evidence, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. They could have a lot of evidence of the situations that, we're talking about, but them being an A-logger by nature, like, definitionally speaking, there's always going to be a little bit of a bias, right? Because you cannot be an A-logger without having a bias. Because otherwise, why are you A-logging the person? Right? So there's a double-edged sword when it comes to that. I had the very beautiful pleasure to talk to some of these A-loggers. And they were slandering Lumi Star Bun as a grooming victim. Not grooming victim, sorry. A groomer, right? A groomer, a pedophile, and a fucking predator. And it was just really mental. The victim came out, or like, the alleged victim, right? It was a 3-year age gap, right? Nothing sexual happened. Nothing romantic happened in it. Nothing, right? They were in a relationship. It was 18-15. And it's like, I don't really care about that, if I'm gonna be real. But it's not something I would personally do, but I don't really care about that, especially if there was no exploitation, no nudes, no nothing, like no, like, coercing or manipulation or gaslighting, nothing. There was literally nothing to this. And the alleged victim was super flip-floppy. See, I would never even touch a case like this, okay? the alleged victim kept flipping back and forth whether they were a grooming victim or not, which, I mean, yeah, I know that could happen sometimes, but like as in terms of platforming something, you have to be 100% sure. Obviously, yeah, this sounds like really fucking obvious to say, right? But you have to be really sure and confident that what you're putting out there is solid. I mean, that's just basic internet 101. But these people were so blinded by like their fucking malicious bias against Lumi Star Bun, right, that they were willing to believe anything that was said negatively about Lumi, and it kind of backfired on a lot of them. In fact, I think I've talked to like 3 of the A-loggers at the time. 2 of them ended up, like, you know, not only bending the knee, but like I kind of like say this with a little bit of a gloat because I find it fucking funny. I ran like 2 Lumi Star Bun A-loggers off the internet. The only one that stayed around was actually kind of chill. Like, I think it's like they go by like Solar or whatever, right? And it's like, if I'd like, you know, I mean, I'll sometimes like ask for Lumi updates and they'll have it, right? But like this person was like one of the people that platformed it, but they got confronted, realized that they were wrong, and like, you know, apologized and like, you know, stayed down and like chilled out, right? They chilled out. They haven't really been like a problem since. I had like, you know, heavy criticism at the time, but like they've already moved on, didn't make the same mistake, right? They actually did something called Get a Life. And so it's like they stopped their A-logging days right then and there. It was kind of funny. But as for the other 2, fuck, man. They one of them tried to disguise themselves with using a voice filter just so that they wouldn't be recognized by other people, like people knew who they were. It was rough. But anyways, right? This also got like so weird to the point that I even talked to Lumi Star Bun at this point too, because they came on to stream. They didn't crash it or anything. I pressed them a little bit on some stuff because there was definitely at least a hypocrisy point to be made. But other than that, it's like they were pretty much vindicated for like what, you know, like all the evidence that was there, right? There was nothing there, right? There was nothing there where you could make that argument that they were a groomer, predator, or pedophile, and all the people that were involved in the situation backed down anyways and conceded. It was actually kind of crazy because they were so malicious. I literally like asked the basic question, what evidence does Lumi Star Bun have to have in order for you to actually see if they're innocent or not? And they just said nothing. That already tells me, like, one of them literally admitted to having a fucking malicious, like, vendetta. I think that was Nova Lapis or whatever. That was the main person, like, that was platforming this shit. The other person was Rin. And they also went by Sin. And it's like, lovely. There's no reason for this conversation at this point, but it definitely took a few hours. But I ran some people off the internet and you know, defended someone from false pedo claims. God, it was so gay. They literally came onto my platform or whatever to try to like just spew whatever, and they just did not have evidence. They just had no evidence for anything and just looked like a bumbling idiots. And there's still no evidence. They even like came out and said there's things that are not provable, but like I'm just going off of like testimony. I'm like, really? Really, dude? This is awesome. What the fuck is an A-logger? Well, buddy. An A-logger, by definition, is someone who obsessively stalks someone, wishing, you know, to have like their intent be like wishing them physical harm or just harm in general, right? But, you know, in simple terms, because people use it a little loosely, it's essentially just someone who just stalks someone on the internet obsessively. And it's usually people they don't like, obviously. It's going to be people they don't like. It's always a negative context to be an A-logger, right? Like, you're not stalking someone because you like them, all right? Like, in this context. You are doing everything you can to collect all the evidence of this person, put it in files and folders, and hope that the intention is that they lose their career or something like that. Now, on one hand, free evidence and free research. On the other hand, it's done by potentially malicious and bad actors. So that's usually the risk to recognize when, you know, going through stuff like that. But yeah, this is weird, IMO. Yeah. No, I mean, it was a fucking mess, right? Now, I thought, right, I already know, right, with Lumi Star Bun specifically, I didn't defend their past. I'm not going to defend their past. They have, like, you know, even if they're a kid, right, you know, a teenager at the time, which Lumi's, like, literally, like, one of the pointed to cases of why, you know, teenagers should not do commentary. Literally, they faked having an abortion, they faked having a miscarriage, that's what it was. They faked, death, They faked being raped and raping. So awesome. They faked having cancer at one point, which was just fucking sick. But dude, it's just a mess with this individual. Like, I can't, bro. I have no intention to defend their past at all. I even said that in the moment. Like, I could recognize that they've done bad things, but like going and jumping to like this is just muddying waters. But they got mad that Lumi was like wanting to take legal action of being slandered as a pedophile. And I'm like, can you like be really surprised? Like, are we dead ass? But yeah, it's awful. God, but yeah, I'm gonna go back to my house. There's too many of these little creepers. Creepy creep. Yeah, but no. Anyways, right. That kind of like catches us up on Lumi a little bit. You see, Lumi, right? Fuck me. They are definitely a liability. And they definitely are not any stranger to drama. So, did I think that they were not going to be heard of really much? I guess, I thought, there's, what else is there to talk about with this person, right? It's like, okay, you already, like, reached the top of the mountain, I thought, was, like, slandering someone as a pedophile, right? I thought that was going to be it. I genuinely thought that was going to be it, but nope. Nope. We got some new bangers, okay? We got, fuck. I'm amazed. Hold on, let me get into it, We got some good stuff to go over. Okay. So, Lumi Star Bun accused someone of SAing them, right? Obviously, this got to be serious, right? Bunny Bew accusing Baker. Now, this is a new person. Last person they accused was a person named Matt, which will definitely be important to note here. But Matt was someone that they false accused, and this is like common knowledge in this story, right? They false accused Matt of like raping them. I don't know why they did it. I don't fucking know. Lumi, I think, is just like a pathological liar, but at the very least, an untrustworthy narrator. But yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Was sexually by Maker Media Plus, also known as.
Yep.
On the morning of the 19th of June, 2025, I was assaulted by Maker Media Plus, also known as Brock.
Yep.
We agreed to have a shower, and after that, I told him that I didn't want him to finish in me, and that I was not on birth control. This was, yes, irresponsible of me, but I took it as a please pull out before you come me. He chose not to and came to me and said, see you in 9 months. I did not consent to this, and I told him as such, and he left me with a $5 bill to pay for a $50 Plan B pill that I was not gonna take. The reason for this is because I'm terrified of foreign pills in another country that I've never taken before. I'm on a lot of medication, but at this point, I could not stand the thought of it doing anything to my body that I was not sure of.
Yeah.
This was my first time ever being with a guy, and I don't know how to feel about it. I feel disgusting. I feel gross.
So let me get this straight. We had sex. You came to me without my consent, mind you. I freaked out about it to the others. They said themselves that's sexual assault. You're now doing that shit trying to expose me, ruin my fucking life, income, etc., for our maybe future child. Is that correct? What are you planning to do if I give this child a chance, huh? Will you leave me alone to be a single mom, or are you gonna mature up? Actually planning on taking the child. Sure.
And I don't know what to do about what may be a pregnancy. I have contacted Brock's mom, I have contacted the authorities, and I have also contacted social services in my country. None of them know how to handle this, as I am in Sweden and he is in Texas, and it all happened in California, so I am not sure what to do. They are now coming out with a video from 9 takes of things I did when I...
Okay. Sure, good luck. That's gonna go so well for you, isn't it? You're not helping, literally, fuck you. It'll be expensive, but worth it. You're clearly not mentally okay. Hallucinating memories. Oh, I will just bring up the police report.
I was a child, and using that against me as a pattern of behavior of what I did today. There is an audio recording of me saying that he did not sexually assault me, and that is just patently on false because I was terrified of him leaving in an Uber from a foreign place in a foreign country, and I didn't want him to do it again. I am scared for my life. I'm scared for the kid I might be carrying, and now he's threatening to take the kid away from me if it does happen to have a life. I am not against abortion by any means, but for myself, I don't think I can mentally or physically handle it at this point in my life.
More evidence, be today at hospital, after gave me a bruise. Another bruise. Fuck me, dude.
They call me an idiot, but I cannot handle getting rid of something that I made. I loved Maker, I love Brock so much, and I don't know what to do now, and I'm scared for my life. I'm scared about my emotional well-being, and I finally got better, but due to me not taking my pills, I have acted out in emotional and irrational ways that I could not handle. I am sorry for lying, I'm sorry for doing this, but I have no other choice as they are planning to make a statement about me of things I did when I was 16. I am now 21. I have severe BPD, trauma, and so much more shit that's going on behind the scenes that I cannot do this alone. He has tried.
Let's see. I'm gonna make something clear. I do not want my abuse assault to be public. But I did not want it, but you made it public. Maker made me so happy until we met up in person, then it all switched. I don't care whose side you're on, I just want this all to stop. I'm gonna be so real, Lumi. Like, you said you did not want it to be public, but you're the one who made it public. Alright, like, you're acting like someone made you make it public. No one made you make it public. You made it public. And it's like, did you actually file a police report? Because obviously, if this actually did happen, right, legality would have been your best route here. But I don't know. This is all, like, really rough. And
a lot of friends against me, and I don't know who I can trust anymore. So, coming out with this is my way of saying, what am I supposed to do? I'm left here in a very awkward situation, and I don't know what to do.
So you made it public because you wanted your friends to trust you? How would that help? See, the thing that always is rough about, like, rape and SA cases is the reason why it's always going to be testimonial. So why does it change based on, like, whether you say it to them in private versus you say it to them in public? It's going to be, like, the same amount of evidence. How would saying it publicly change their perception to be like, oh, wait, you were telling the truth? I genuinely don't know, like, how that would have, like, changed that. Like, if they already think you're lying, that was not going to do much for you. But, like, fuck me. Fuck me. Let's see. Hold on. I'm getting big news. What is this? What is this? Dead. Got evil things happening. Evil things. But you see, right? That was their allegation, right? Now, this got, like... This like went like 0 to 100 really fast, dude. This was really rough. This was really rough. But you know what? Let's take a look at it, right? What we got right here is this is the person they're accusing. Do I even need to make a full statement, or should I just wait for people to finish their videos because everyone knows she's a liar, and she's kind of just admitted it too. Hold on, I'm talking to a lawyer. Sure. What do you even want to get out of this? Okay. You win. Like, what the fuck is... What even is this, Lumi? Like, I don't know. Lumi's been acting, like, very suspect as well. Because, like, every person that she considered to be, like, a close friend of hers or anything, she just kind of cut off or blocked, like, because of, like, the situation as well. So it's like, fuck me, man. Like, you want to talk about, like, you know, friends not trusting you. You're the one cutting them off. Like, I don't even know what to really, like, you know, make of this fully, because it's like, on one hand, like, it does look like she just, like, admitted to lying here. And it's like, it's purely testimony. And it's pretty rough, right? It's going to be pretty rough when you faked extremely critical things when we're talking about this. But, like, this looks like it admitted, and then you also, like, admitted that there was a call, like, you know, where you admitted that, you know, it didn't happen or whatever. But then now you, like, backtrack to say, just because I didn't want it to happen again. It's like, dude, like, fuck me, man. Like, this just gets so rough, doesn't it? But then, right, we got him saying a quick response to everything going on with Bunny. What she is saying is obviously absolutely not true. I have recordings, screenshots, witness testimony at the time, and a bunch of other evidence we were putting together in a doc. She found out and made that statement before we did. Okay. So, yeah, that's another thing. This was a preemptive response. Not necessarily saying preemptive responses are malicious necessarily, but what it reads to me, right, is she was saying a rumor behind the scenes to her friends, right? And I Am Maker didn't want to be slandered, or at least in his eyes, he didn't want to be slandered, right? And then she catches word of this, freaks the fuck out, and then makes everything public before like he makes his video public in a way to try to like gain support when the opposite happened. She did not get any support. She got absolutely slam dunked on, and she like deactivated her Twitter account. Because I'm not gonna lie, like this all looks really bad on Lumi. All right, they claim someone's a sexual assaulter. They have a known lying history of like making like lies of like critical stuff. They pretty much just said you win here, which seems like it admits to lying. And it's like they also like run away when they get pressed on it for like basic evidence. It's like it looks horrible. It looks absolutely horrendous. Amos did make a video on Lumi, and I believe Sliggins did a live. Yeah, no, yeah, so I think yeah, no, Amos did make a video, and that actually got like over 100,000 views. Yeah, that got like a lot of attention. Yes, and Lumi Star Bun even like actually like gave it the Lumi seal of approval. It was pretty rough, dude. Lumi Star Bun like he said like this was the best video that any detractors made on me. Like yeah, buddy. No, but like Lumi is like a weird case. All right, because it's like. The only reason why people are bringing up the past is because you have an insane history of like lying about extremely critical things, right? I mean, that is the reason why, and it looks like you're just doing it again. I mean, based off of what we've seen here, dude, I don't know, dude. Wait, how's this admission of lying? The reason a lawyer is scary is because some places coming inside is not illegal in some places. Well, this looks like a admission of lying just because they said you win. The only other thing that, like, you know, I'm saying, like, looks more like an admission is, like, there's apparently, like, a recording of them saying, like, they didn't do it, which they're now having to contradict their own word, and they're having to, like, walk back their own word. So it's like Lumi has not done herself any favors here. It's pretty bad, I would say. Lumi Star Bun, nice one. But, yeah, we got also, right, I guess some other stuff that was being talked about. I guess a person named Micah. You abuse this person, and mine and all my friends trust you. I guess, are these people making a document? I think so. You told us one thing we did we could to protect and accommodate for you, only for you to turn around and lie about us behind our backs and make us look like terrible people atop for no reason. From the bottom of my heart, do better. This doesn't start that the accusations you made. It begins when you tried to kick my friend out of the room he paid for. It starts when you started playing up locking us all out of the Airbnb we paid for that we let you stay in for free after you drank the rest of our alcohol that. Okay, you did not pay for. Not to mention trying to initiate sex with a minor in the room. What? When did this happen? All this atop of you lying has hurt not just me, but my friends involved too. Okay, so it's like a person talking about. I guess it's like I think this person literally like actually had like a picture with Lumi. Considered assault by the law where I am. I see. Yeah, what's up, faceless? Yeah, yikes. But then we got, sorry, but I'm going to add this as well. I do not appreciate seeing people push blame onto me and my friends for not knowing what she was. Lumi Star Bun stuff she did in the past. I was intentionally hidden from us by her. We did not become victims of her for fun. I will say one thing on that, right? In a real life setting, right, this is very terminally online to even think that. In a real life setting, you're meeting a person for how they are in real life, right? Your first question is not going to be like, do you have a channel? And sometimes people don't bring up their channels in their real life because it's like such a disconnect, like between like their online, you know, social circles versus like their real life social circles. So it's like Lumi realistically is not going to bring up, just like any other YouTuber or commentator is not really going to bring it up usually. It's weird. Like, I mean, your friends may know about it, but like, it's not like you're going to talk to them about it because it's just such a huge social disconnect. It's the difference between being terminally online and like not. So yeah, it's rough. Why am I getting, yikes. It's over. But yeah, anyways. I'm getting really tired of seeing tweets and replies saying, how did you not know? Or implying it was our fault for not researching who she was when we had no known reason to do so before any of this even happened. A lot of us had no warning and she kept it from us on purpose. Not even all of it, but like it gets to a point, man. Yeah, I mean, I really don't care that like people are bringing it up. Is it stupid? Yeah, honestly, I would just say ignore it, right? It's dumb. It's a terminally online take. But yeah, then we got this. Additionally, as much as she tries to say she isn't a liar and has changed from when she was Lumi Star Bun, she was faking cancer as recent as a month ago and had a minor in her extremely explicit private account. Now, this is going to be interesting. I have very mixed thoughts on this, okay? Here we go, right? Lumi saying hello, the person who's apparently the minor in question. Hi, how's you? I'm good, OMG, how are you? I'm good, it's been a minute, teehee. Yeah, it has, haha. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. I'm glad you've been good and aw. Yeah. And we got, what you been up to? I've been here and there, you know, how it's due to, how it do be. I've been in the hospital a lot though, but that's fine, whatever. How about you? Oh my gosh, are you okay? Yeah, just got diagnosed with some nasty stuff. Oh my, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I hope it's nothing too serious. It's fine. Nothing too bad. Are you sure? It's in the early stages, so it's good. Hopefully it's going to be okay. Let's see, early stages. Oh my gosh. It's a lot. Been thinking about a lot of things, so I thought I reached out to some old pals, like, yeah, breast cancer. Now, is it true that Lumi has lied about having cancer in the past? Yeah. The problem is, right, with this one, I don't know, like, if there's actually been any evidence to contradict of whether they have breast cancer or not. They've lied about having cancer before, right? But it's like, whether they actually have this one or not, I know why people are leaning on them lying, but I'm not sure if that's been proven. But we'll see. Well, we got, I'm so sorry to hear that, Bunny. Oh my god. It's fine. It's just a small tumor on my chest. Super, super early stages, so we should be okay. Wasn't really in my plans, however, but don't tell people about it. I don't want to pity points from randoms online. I just told my closest friends and stuff. Yeah, this looks, dude. This is rough, dude. I'm out of the loop. What's going on? We're talking about Lumi Star Bun, and my fellow viewers, is how you explain the whole context of what we've been talking about for the last 10 minutes. But yeah, well, I believe Lumi. Lumi literally lies about anything. You see, the only reason why I'm going to give, like, any resemblance of good faith is because that line of logic of, if they're lying about this and they must be lying about everything, is such a flawed ideology and philosophy to go down. Because, obviously, everyone's capable of lying and everyone's capable of telling the truth. Sometimes people lean on lying, or sometimes people lean on telling the truth more. Humans do both. Now, it is possible for a person that lies all the time to tell the truth, which is why I got to give some form of good faith, right? Because it's like, if it's not necessarily been disproven, it's more of a mere speculation. And I'm not going to make a claim off of a mere speculation. Even if they lied about everything else, there's nothing like factually, super aggressively hard against this point. But, yeah. Then we got this. Even if my small prayers go out to you, I'm hoping because they caught it early, it could be managed. It was really strong of you to open up to me about it. Thank you. Well, I have you here. Do you know how Blank is? I found out that he wasn't the one spreading things. I feel super bad. Well, Blank has been good, really busy with some things. But, the usual stuff of, like, working and studying YouTube stuff. Yeah, that's fair. He meant a lot to me, so that's why I asked. Sorry, I was stopped talking about it. Oh, no, it's all been good. You're just wondering if he's been alright. Also, who was in that spreading those things? Honestly, seems like they were either gravely misinformed, or it might have been the one trying to spread things. And then, let's see. Okay, yeah, so... Uh-oh, this is the minor in question. Bunny, OMG, I hope you're okay. Please be safe at the hospital. I'm hoping you're okay. I hope, I don't know what you're going through, but... You just know I'm here for you. I know we don't talk a lot, but I'm always here for anything. Hey, Bunny, I know that you're going through a lot, but I thought I at least should let you get you a heads up that you did let a minor into your private. And I know your private is very explicit and such in def 18+. OMG, yeah, thank you. I didn't see this, OMG. It's no worries. Again, I hope you're doing okay. So it's like, let's see. Oh, fuck. Let's see. Yeah, no, this is rough. You see, right here, right? I guess, yeah, this would be proof the 17-year-old was given access to an 18+ account, right? Now, what I'll say here, again, because I am a very good faith individual, right? this genuinely looks like they didn't know, right? And apparently taking days for her to remove the minor from her private. Let's see, 26 to 25. When was it actually? This is like the first time it's mentioned, though. I don't know, like, when she actually did it. Like, this is only like a 1 day difference. I mean, maybe she like just did it later, but like, she was told about it and she removed it. It genuinely looks like she didn't intend to have them in there. Otherwise, why would she remove them? You see, I don't know. I am leaning on it to be more of an accidental thing. Is it stupid and reckless? Yeah, 100%. But I don't think there was like any grooming tendencies for it. I don't think that that's what they were trying to do. Like, given like, just the nature of these messages. Also, let's think if she is telling the truth. You would not look really... let's see. You look really evil debating the validity of someone's cancer. Yeah, that's why I'm giving good faith of whether or not she has it. It's just, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Oh, yeah, this was another thing, too. This was them making the allegations. That, because this had to be, like, archived or whatnot because of the fucking, like, nuking of their Twitter. So back to, like, I think this essay stuff, maybe? This was the day ago. Throughout 2020 and 2025, I made mistakes that are unforgivable and awful. From just being a bad friend, girlfriend, etc., to doing straight up deplorable things, lying about my past, hiding my old username not to be connected to or to be found, making up fake stories, romanticizing my own drug abuse, and more. I cannot say sorry enough for these things, such as privately doxing someone in 2020 to now betraying the community with lies. I can't say any of you deserve this, and yesterday a great member of this community contacted the paramedics for my drug abuse and finally got me the help I needed. I will start DBT in August, a behavioral therapy, to fix my issues and correct some awful behaviors of mine. I would have started next year if it wasn't for them. I have a friend taking care of my socials until I've proven I got better, which means won't reply to posts, won't see posts, can't reply to DMs, won't take commissions. These things should always be taken with the utmost care, seriousness, and more, and I'm ready for whatever criticism comes my way. I wish nothing but the best for you if you choose to stay, follow, unfollow, block, or remove free or whatever. I have friends I have support and will always come back whenever things have gotten better. Thank you. Yikes. This is rough, dude. Fuck me. That essentially gets us through the Lumi shit. Because, I'm not gonna lie, right? It's been definitely in my radar for a good while. Okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, right? It's just really fucking rough. Yeah, there we go. I almost like forgot how to play this game for a second. But yeah, Lumi Star Bun, right? I could understand the argument that if you lied about something, like, critical things at least, what else are you lying about? That I understand with that mindset when it comes to, like, proceeding with caution, if you will. But, however, there's a line. Obviously, right? There is proceeding with caution. Then there's just straight up, like, just using it as an excuse for every, like, point that they say. And it's like, at that point, if you have that mindset, you're not willing to have, like, a conversation or, like, actually, like, see what happened. If you assume someone's always lying, right, there's never going to be a productive conversation. I can understand being cautious with a known liar, for sure. I would not, get a known liar, like, someone that's, like, a compulsive liar. Like I wouldn't trust them with anything, really, because they can't help it. Sometimes I don't even, like, bother to, like, be around compulsive liars. Like, I can't really think of any compulsive liar I'm friends with. So it's like, that's because I'm pretty consistent with that standard. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, right? It's like, I don't know, like, really, like, to go with that line of logic. That's, I get it, though. That's gonna be, like, the main point that, like, people say against Lumi, right? It's like, if she's lied about everything, this, what else is she lying about? It just doesn't really get us anywhere. I genuinely feel like there's definitely a lot more than just speculation, to say that she lied about, like, the essay. I mean, like, the voice recording admittance and shit like that, and, like, how she kind of just caved in, it looks like. But, God, fuck. But yeah, no, it's rough. It's genuinely really fucking rough. Because, can't believe I got mogged in this game. But yeah, no, it's, how do I put it? Lumi, I don't think is, honestly, Lumi is just kind of like one of those people that I think should just retire from the internet, but are never going to. It's like, dude, you've been on here since like what? You were like 15, 16 or something, right? It's like you're only 21 and you've managed to like get so much fucking allegations against you and such heavy documentation to your name. That's kind of embarrassing. And it's like essentially I kind of like consider Lumi Star Bun like, you know, kind of like just a lesser known birdie just by like because it's like the same principle of like what happens when like a minor makes like a second life out of the internet sometimes. It's like it is a cycle, I understand, right? Minors, you know, sometimes, you know, teenagers feel like whenever they get into fights, they have to respond to every negative saying said about them. And it goes into this loop where it's like, you're obviously going to, everyone pays attention to negative coverage of themselves, right? That's usually going to happen. Whether people admit it publicly or not, everyone, like, you know, sees negative coverage of themselves. I mean, you see it happen all the time, right? But in this context, there's a difference between some people, you know, choosing to respond to it or engage in it. Lumi Star Bun has crashed out at people before for simply documenting their actions, and it just makes them look worse, right? It's kind of like one of those things. Lumi Star Bun, there's not really any fixing of their digital footprint. At this point, it's like, all I could do is just really like apologize and hope to move on, but clearly, right, they're not getting any better. They are pulling a lot of the same tactics, pulling a lot of the same patterns of literally like, pretty much verbatim of same allegations that, you know, or same claims against them that's already been made. They're just doing again. It's like they're not gonna get any better by staying online. But yeah, off topic. But do you prefer Terraria over Minecraft? I would get Minecraft, but like Terraria was just easier to put in the computer. But yeah, no. So like with Lumi right now, I think it's very possible that they've definitely lied about a lot. But I'm not gonna instantly assume, like, you know, like even with like, you know, the minor in their account, it looked like that was a genuine accident. And as for like the breast cancer thing, I can't like 100% disprove it, but I understand why it's being speculated. Like because they literally lied about having cancer before. But normally, I would think if they're lying about something like that, they would want the whole internet to know. So like telling just only private friends is a little odd. I know people definitely lie about things in private too. I've seen it happen. I mean, fucking Boblax is an example of that shit. But it's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely I can't say for sure. The only thing that like I even have like any resemblance of like confidence for it like looks like the sexual assault thing. They're acting like in the same patterns of like when they last like false accused someone. I would not be surprised if they came out like, you know, months later and was like, I lied. I'm sorry. Like I fuck me. It's rough. But yeah. Oh, but yeah. Dude, this I haven't heard that name in so long. Dude, all of you people keep saying, I haven't heard Lumi Star Bun in so long. Dude. It's awful. You don't want to hear the name. Okay? It's actually kind of sad to admit that like Lumi Star Bun was like an average audience member of myself of mine at one point, which is the only reason why they even knew about like me going over their allegations, and like they even came on to be interviewed. It's embarrassing. It's sad. It's sad that they enjoyed my content, dude. It's rough. But yeah, I would definitely like because I wanted to like have Lumi pressed on these, but like Lumi's cut everyone off. Like they cut contact with Amos, who made the video. They cut contact with Ari, which that reminds me. That reminds me. Get fucked, Ari. Dude, this guy. This is Lumi Star Bun, by the way. Ari went to VidCon and just like and met up with Lumi Star Bun. This is rough though. This is awful news. Yeah, I'm just showing the whole picture, dude. This is rough. This is evil stuff. Okay. Who is Ari? Ari is someone that comes on my stream sometimes. It's evil, right? They like made that video that actually got like some videos that they made that got a lot of attention was like their sadist video and their Doodle Tones video, but this is just like another commentator in the sphere that had the pleasure to meet Lumi Star Bun. Dude, this is awful. Imagine, right? Imagine. I wish this on no soul. On no soul, okay? Imagine, right? You're friends with like an internet lolcow, and you get a picture just being super happy and joyous with them, and then shortly after, they get like the some of the worst allegations against them again, and like it just leads to a cutoff, dude. Dude, this is awful, dude. Fuck me. But yeah, you know I had to bring it up. You know I had to. Yeah, fuck you, Yen. But you know I had to. Fucking hell. But yeah, God. Now, we are about to play a lot of Terraria in a moment. You see, because that kind of puts a little bit of a close on Lumi. I doubt Lumi's gonna come in here and like have a conversation or anything, or like re-add me, or like get a call or anything. Not anytime soon. I doubt that they'll do it at all, though. But like, I doubt it. And to be honest, I don't even know. Would I want to talk to Lumi? Maybe. Like, I guess it would put more of a public record about some things, but like at the same time, I'm not sure. Like, it's awful. Second Lumi Star Bun interview would be evil, dude. But yeah. Anyways. You see, we're about to have to play a lot more of this, bro. Because what I got next, right, is a Bonk interview, right? Now, this is mainly just audio, so that's why, like, this, I've had Terraria already up. But yeah. So, Lazy Bedhead, like, made a video, but, like, I'm not going to watch the video yet. I am curious to see the interviews, though. Like, they also had one with KP, but, like, I'm more interested in Bonk right now. I feel like KP's kind of been done to oblivion, in my opinion. Like, KP, like, had, like, a Slug interview and a Beckett interview, alright? It's like, now they have a Lazy Bedhead interview. It's like, what else could I, like, realistically expect? I already have my opinions on her, right? I don't know. Realistically, I can't think of, like, anything else that, like, would be productive from her. But I get why Lazy would interview them, but I just have no clue. I have no clue what they would say. Like, that would be worth watching. Like, another thing after how much coverage I give into KP. Bonk, on the other hand, is a new one. Okay? Bonk is new. And we like new here. So, let's go over it. Let me turn down the volume. Yep. Hey, okay, hold on. Let me actually see this. Should be noted, Bonk did not want this interview publicly available and has asked me to not post this. Hey, I'd like to ask you don't post the interview you did with me. I don't think I spoke clearly enough on most questions for people who already think the worst of me to think otherwise. To be honest, some of the hang-ups you have and ways you conduct yourself concern me. I don't think you're an awful person, but I do think you don't understand the severity of the things being talked about, especially when it comes to racism. I appreciate you taking the time to hear my side of things, but right now, people want me to disappear forever. It's not just my activism, and I feel the need to be more cautious on how I approach things. I'm AORE, and I hope you could understand. Although, I am one to respect consent is... Wait, what's... Although, I am one to respect consent when consent is revoked. What? I am posting this interview anyways. What? Lol? This is awful. This is not something I do with confidence, as I know not respecting someone's wishes will probably end badly for me. Yeah. However, as I said in the response video this is attached to, I'm laying everything out on the table, and that did mean everything, including this interview. Keep in mind, I'm still bad at interviews. If I don't push back as much as I should, or sound too agreeable, it's because Bonk had expressed not liking me very much before this interview, so I'm trying to keep the peace here. Gay! This interview is edited down for pauses and silence. Yeah?
So, I'm here.
Okay. Yikes. My first criticism. They're PFP. No, I'm kidding. Ace, you're gone back into time covering Lumi Star Bun. What the jelly? You know what? No one asked you. Oh god, here we go, chat. You already missed it, Ari. You already missed it. I showed everyone the beautiful photo. Okay? You missed it, Ari. You missed it. But anyways, Jen, if you want to call in, just let me know in the chat. I'm just gonna like play Terraria while listening to a Bonk interview. But yeah, nothing crazy. But here we go, dude. I gotta the play spec speed.
With Bonk, one of the halves of the BronyFandont Twitter account and Blue Sky account. Is there any other accounts that run under BronyFandont? Is it just the Twitter and Blue Sky?
Yeah, it's just the Twitter and Blue Sky, and also it's just me on the accounts now.
It's just you.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
It used to be
Yeah,
for
not you and Sophie.
a few months there. Sophie also had access. It is currently just me.
Is there any reason why she's no longer running it currently, or?
It is. I realize now that people can interpret that in many different ways. There's no bad blood, and I didn't like hack my way back in. Sorry, I'm already messing up.
No, it's
I didn't
fine.
want to go into this because I didn't want people because people tend to take this as Sophie shouldn't have done this, and they like to give their strong opinions on that. But I was given the account back, and whatever people's take on that is, I don't think Sophie is doing something
I don't think
worth
you're
demonizing her
in a
over.
good mental
Right.
position to have
It's
the
just,
account.
I'll
gonna be
interpret
honest.
that as more of a. It's less confusing, I think, for
Like-
an audience if it was just one person rather.
Yeah, no, I mean, sure, but like at the same time, right? When you had like the spotlight in your hands, bro, like you genuinely almost like did like one of the worst things you could have done to yourself. I don't know. I don't think you should be covering online allegations anymore. Clearly, you can't handle it. So I don't know how I feel about you being back on it. That's just kind of a disaster waiting to happen. But here we go.
Than the two of you, like adding your correspondence to the account kind of thing.
Yeah, and also, Sophie really just wanted to focus on the Black Griffin situation. Neither one of us really wanted to cover the other one because we weren't in a great place to balance multiple things, and then we kind of got roped into that anyways, and it escalated.
Yeah, and as we go along, I have questions and we can touch on that in more detail. But I suppose if we're already here and we're introducing you as the owner of the account, I should ask as my first question, how was the BronyFandont account created and what was it originally used for? Because I know that it's been around for like a while.
Yikes.
So, originally it was a role-playing account.
Ew.
Back years and years ago.
Imagine your slavery
I
account starting
came
from
into
fetishes.
the Brony in summer of 2011. I don't remember exactly what age. I think it was maybe 13. I'm currently 28. My birthday's in December, so go back to summer 2011 if anyone wants to do the math, and you could piece together. But I got into the show after seeing a lot of people on the internet talking about it, and then I stumbled across other people on Twitter doing Twitter ponies, which was a whole role-playing community where people would pick a character, either an OC or a canon character, and play as them. It was a safer work role-playing scene. However, I was young and dumb, and as I was playing Screwball, who is a character that who was in the background, she was like a gag character. Whenever this chaotic character Discord came in, she would kind of like spawn in as this. It was seemingly she was part of his power. I don't want to explain the continuity of the show. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But I'm just trying to explain the account.
Basically, they're paired together often, kind of thing.
Yeah. So she's this wacky character is what I'm trying to get at.
That's cool.
So I was just playing her as this loner, but upbeat loner that wants to go around town and make friends. And then I got into some situations early on where I was very happy whenever anyone would interact with me. And when an account that didn't follow any of the even rules of the format, which was usually you'd have MLP _ character name. Mm-hmm. This person went by like Gamer Brony 4677 whatever. I don't remember the numbers, but it was very obviously not someone who was following everything.
Okay.
And they wanted to be like the boyfriend of Screwball, and I was just happy to interact with someone, so I kind of went along with it, and it went to places that Claire has later screenshotted. As like
shit.
I put the message like, because they were.
I was in a fictional RP relationship.
Okay, like you're a younger character, in character. I'm sorry, I'm bad at
No, it's
interviews, I
okay.
guess.
It's fine. I mean, I am too. So we're equally
Wait,
on the same footing of like being bad
BronyFandont,
at things.
did you
All right,
get
perfect.
roleplay groomed?
I responded and in that screenshot that people have seen, oh, age is just a number. But it's important to have the context that is often left out that I was barely a teenager, and I was also playing a character that I wouldn't, like, I don't agree with the character, and I wouldn't do
Yeah.
that today. I think the entire, like, interactions with this random OC being the boyfriend of this character is kind of just cringe in general, and I regret that, but, you know, I'm it's been more than 14 years since then.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, was Screwball ever depicted as like a younger character? Was that the problem, or?
Yes and no. In the show, it's not explicit, but in the fandom, she was given like this persona of being like a younger character, like the young daughter of Discord, which is also not entirely canon. Like, it's implied that she's only ever there when he's doing wacky shenanigans. So
Right.
the implication is that maybe
So
she's
we
part
have
of
an
what he does,
implied fictional
which
minor.
would lead the fandom to make her the daughter of Discord. So,
Interesting.
I did play her as a younger character, but it was never meant to be in any way sexual. But that doesn't mean that it didn't happen because I liked the attention that I was getting at the time, and I went along with things that from all aspects, I regret, not just because of what was said, but because it was just kind of cringe in general.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
mean, you know how the Brony fandom
Lol.
is, right? Like, when it comes to
I do.
the morality of that particularly, they don't really bat an eye at it. They're like, well, this is fandom shit. This is just what people do, kind of thing. Like the Brony fandom was very not, from what I've come to understand talking to other Bronies,
what's
it was
up,
very
Lazy?
much like non-drama. Like, they're very anti-drama. So if anything were to stir up
Yeah.
any problems, or like, let's just pretend that that's not there, kind of thing. So like,
Love and tolerate was a slogan that people would throw around a lot, and I think it actually led to people putting up with things and not wanting to be angry at people over very serious things.
True. I mean, that can all get, like, lumped in, right? It's just like, oh, this sounds very petty. But when everything sounds petty, some serious shit can, like, seep through the cracks, essentially.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so, yeah, because that was one of the things that, like, I saw that was just like, that's very interesting. But I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt on that because I'm just like, I don't know how old he is, and I don't know how old he was when these screenshots were taken, kind of thing. But,
Yeah, I think I was 14 at the
We were
time.
just finding out that BronyFandont was
I
more of a
did
loser
have the account
than I
much
thought.
longer than that, and Screwball went on. Eventually, I got out of that specific situation and then played her straight as like the kid around town that was just wholesome. But that was at the start of it, and I never tried to like hide.
Yeah? So, fuck me. Ace is running the Bonk. Yeah, dude, this is good news, Lazy. Yeah, how did you do this interview with a Bonk? Dude, this is awesome. I don't know how you're taking this serious, Lazy. I would be... I would be too... I don't know, I'm just laughing at this person already. This is fucking awful. Yeah, so I had a online boyfriend, but not even like real. It was like roleplay. It's like Twitter was like my VR chat in 2014. It was pretty cool. Dad. Just your mic to video audience balance, buddy. You're too quiet by comparison. Nobody asked. Nobody asked, Yen. You're mad that, like, because of the whole thing that I said with you, bro. You're mad. You're mad. All right. Join the stream or you're not real. Okay. Dad. Notice how there's, like, no yens in the call. I just want that to be known, right? Yeah. No yens. No yens. No yens. Actually weird. As explained, I did this interview in a whim to confirm a theory I had that he was talking to Bonk. I don't know to this day why he agreed to do this. Yikes. No, yeah, no. Lol. Yeah, but Lazy, this interview is good news. Okay, this is... Dad. Yeah, don't mention that. Anyways, I think we're gonna get back into it, but I can't wait for this to get juicy. We're only 10 minutes in. Ace, fuck this gay shit. What do you want, dude? What do you want? What did you send me? What is this? I'm not watching this, dude. I am not watching this, Chris. I am. Ian was talking to Bonk6, as I've said. Releasing interviews was my Epstein files. Yikes. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it, Chris. Okay. You can't make me. I'm aware that you sent me something. You cannot make me watch whatever the fuck god awful thing you just sent me. Just the first few minutes. Okay. Dude. I'm being coerced to look into non-art com shit, dude. This is awful. This is actually evil. Alright, let me take a look, buddy. Since you're evil, but let's take a look. Yeah. God fuck me, dude. God. This is bad news, Chris. This is absolutely fucking bad news. Please, Limphao. Ah, dude, you're begging. You're begging, dude. This is awful.
Penetrate.
What is this, dude? Alex the Fiction talking to Bonk6. Yes, this is... I'll watch like a couple minutes and I'm going back, dude. This is like the most random derail I have, but let's see it.
In other words, we're gonna talk about the allegations!
Talk the allegations!
What the fuck is this?
What would it take
What?
to get you on lolcow?
This is not what podcasts are, Ethan!
Okay.
Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 4 of H3Y. Today I have a very special guest today.
Skip the timestamp about the drama. Sorry, skip to the timestamp about drama. Ghost stories, a wife in question, pre-wash, complete fair questions, drinking with Bobby. Bobby's the BLM song. Why did Bobby? Yep, give me a plushie. Bobby likes his home. Which one's the drama? None of these. You're lying. You're lying to me. Dude, what the fuck? Which drama, Chris? Oh, this one. This one. I'm blind. My apologies, Chris. You are vindicated.
That'd be hypocritical.
Right. So, I think the first thing I want to talk about, obviously, I guess people can kind of see online, you've been in some sort of controversies lately. I did my best to do research on this topic. I watched the 30-minute Internet Anarchist video,
getting anxious,
and I watched about an hour to 2 hours of Nicholas Diorio's 12-hour video on Bonk6. First of all, I don't understand how Nicholas Diorio can have 12 hours of content to talk about while Internet Anarchist was able to cut it down to 30 minutes. It just seems like one of the two is milking the content more than the other.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah?
Nick, a lot of his content is just streams where I'm like...
This is genuinely stupid. I can't even believe I'm about to fucking engage with this. Yeah, no shit that a proper cleaned up video essay is gonna be quicker and more easily concise to go through than a fucking raw live streams. Are you kidding me? There's just so much shit on you, Bonk6. Yes, if you talk about in a list of points, it will probably be like 30 minutes. But, dog, if you just look at the raw footage of, like, where every single thing came from, like, you know, from front to back, then yeah, it's gonna be a lot longer. Like, what is his point, dude? What the fuck is his point, dude? You're so stupid. But whatever.
Maybe the main topic, and then there's other topics, and he combines them all. I don't know, but I think he did recently make that mega video that's 12 hours, so I guess across all the segments of all the streams he did where I was a topic, it accumulated in 12 hours.
Also, wait, yeah, no, this is actually very disingenuous, making a video. Dude, it's cutting up live stream VODs. What are you on about?
Okay. I know he's made more since, so it might be 13 or 14. Honestly, kind of impressive. I didn't know he could talk about me for that long. Like he's got
to be making so much fucking money off of Bonk6 content. Honestly, I kind of respect the hustle. I mean, don't you? Even though you're like the main target, this is a drama sphere. We'll talk shit.
Don't you respect this guy just milking you to a fucking oblivion? you gotta respect the hustle. If Bonk6 says yes, they're mogged, bro.
On each other.
Well, I don't really watch it, so I don't know. I'm sure I wouldn't like any of it. But I don't know. I like if it's not quality commentary, right? Like for all I know, it could be, but I just can't see how he could make like a 12-hour video without repeating points and it just being kind of like an unfinished kind of, you know, rambling.
The cope is real. Fuck me. What is this? Disclaimer: Bonk6 goes by Ishii. Yeah. Dude, Dude, I can't, dude. God. God. Okay. You know what, Chris? I'm clicking off. This was a horrendous thing that you sent me. Not art calm enough. Yeah, no, dude. Yes, Roblox is just coping. Good job. This video made me cry. Dude, fuck me. Man, oh, dude, you are schizoing out. Dude, you're just mad, Chris, that, like, they exposed you for being fucking, what is it, comment cop? Like, that's your allegation right now? Yeah. It used to be Nick's allegation, but you seem a lot more suspicious. But yeah. Anyways. Ah, yeah, dude, fuck me. I met them at VidCon and I got a selfie with them, Limpal. Yikes, you're just not doing great with these selfies, are you, Ari? You're just doing horrible. But anyways.
That passed. It's just that I didn't...
Back to Bonk6.
I was a kid, basically.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that, like, in retrospect, with how you conduct the account now, that, like, having that back catalog probably doesn't exactly make you look very presentable?
Not really, honestly. I was initially going to create a new account to do this from. And I guess I'll have to explain what doing this means in a bit. But
so you do
I was initially going to make a new account, but then I decided to go with retooling the Screwball account because I haven't used it in years, as well as I feel like people don't take things seriously unless they feel like there is this person has notoriety. So they'll see a number and go, okay, this is someone that is worth listening to. It's not just rando on Twitter, even though it's very
this is awful.
Still is rando on Twitter.
Sure.
You know, that's not to dismiss the things I'm saying, but I am just a random person on Twitter. And I don't think that makes me more or less qualified to give information. What is
actively slandered,
qualified is what the information actually entails.
Right, right. And I mean, let's think of it like this way. Like, making a whole new Twitter account means having to make a whole new email and then having...
You're not just some guy on the internet, Bonk. You actively, like, you know, led allegations against Black Griffin. All right, like, you actually have, like, you know, a huge presence and platform, like, you know, when, like, going against people. Like, you're the reason why, like, even, like, Saberspark shit also got kicked off. Dude, like, you're not just this little innocent, oh, woe is me, Bonk account. Like, you know, you're responsible for your actions, dude. And just saying that you're just some random Twitter user to, like, alleviate anything is just really stupid. But whatever.
I mean, I set all that up, and given how, like, Twitter is, especially now, like, it's just, like, if you already have an old account on the sideline, you might as well just use that instead of having to go through the fucking hassle.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what happened.
So for simplicity's sake, kind of thing.
Yeah, but also I already had thousands of followers on the account, and I knew that people would see that
nuking your tweets,
and take it more seriously than if it was a zero. That's not me trying to manipulate. It's just me wanting to get the message out and knowing that people can sometimes look over things that shouldn't be looked over. Right.
So how did you come to learn about the Black Griffin's story? And to kind of coincide with that question, when did you first meet Sophie Shrugs? What were your guys' first contact like?
Well, that is much later into the initial question. Okay. I did not know Sophie. Okay.
Let's start with the first.
Is this lazy bedhead vetting their source?
I was, you know, I basically grew up in the fandom, and I knew of Black Griffin and all other party members that would become part of this since very early on when they all started doing stuff. But I was a fan, for the most part, of all of them. I was at Brony's React panels at cons sometimes when I was there.
Okay.
I've met each of them prior, mostly just for a picture, not like a huge conversation or anything. And even as recent as 2019, the last BronyCon, I was still a fan of Gabriel. I saw him and Michelle performing on stage, and then come 2020, he was making some posts on Twitter in regards to the BLM civil rights movement, and I started to think, hey, this is not what I'd expect from him, and I'm not really cool with it, so I'm gonna tell him that. And trying to
I'll
tell him that
explain
that's not
if you
okay
come
didn't
on.
really go anywhere. He didn't seem to care.
What exactly did he say? Was it just like a no, like, was the perspective like a no lives matter kind of thing? Like, you know how that is.
A lot of it's screenshotted and cited in the Google Doc. I could pull it up. I just don't want to like.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, and to explain it right, the whole reason why Lazy Bedhead even got, like, some shit, like, some, like, a little slap on the wrist for the Black Griffin shit is because they didn't really check their source and, before, before or whatever, like, covering it, which now they're doing it. This was their source. So that's the joke, buddy. That's the joke, pal. Okay. But whatever. You just didn't get it. Yeah, ZZZ. Yeah, go to bed. Go to bed, buddy. You're mad. You're just mad that I'm winning. Fucking hell.
I mean, I could do it too, I suppose. I don't
I'm
know
gonna
if
eat a
it's
sandwich.
I don't
real
want to
quick.
misquote because people like to take anything I slightly say out of, and use it. Sorry, I keep
No, it's
saying
fine. I
like
got it
and you
pulled
know.
up. Yeah, I know, it's fine. I got it pulled up. Is it under this one? Okay, I'm seeing, like, his likes of Candace Owens stuff. I don't know.
I think the document creator has changed the tabs again.
Oh, has it? Okay.
Okay, racism and transphobia is the section.
Yeah, is it racism by definition is hating someone simply because of the color, or assuming that because someone is of a certain color, they are not deserving of rights? White marginalization may be harder to come by in America now, but millions of white Europeans were enslaved in the 1700s. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, and a few others. His likes, his retweets, and things he specifically said.
Mm-hmm.
There's more that.
Dude, I did not know that Bonk had, like, a racism war. Right? They had a race war before they slandered people. Dude, this is awesome. Fuck me.
He said at the time that aren't here. I don't know if that's because the document maker didn't put it in there, or if those are lost to time.
Right.
But he had a whole thread of him talking and going back and forth with other users too. Some of them black themselves, where he would argue that white people have been slaves, so therefore it's the same. When people tried to explain to him that white people were not slaves because they were white people, they were slaves because getting humans to do things by force is a evil but easier thing to do, while black people were usually chosen because they were seen as lesser and only as like work fodder. He didn't seem to care about that aspect. And he said things like 90% of racism isn't real, but he does believe it is a thing 10% of the time. Yeah, that's not in the document. I'm noticing that now.
Well, I kind of like attribute. It's okay. I kind of attribute a lot of this maybe to perhaps like because you know how like anti-SJW. I could speak on this personally because I was in that field when I was like 16 years old. You know how like the anti-SJW movements with the skeptics and shit like that got really big and like it became kind of like this cannon fodder thing for since like 2016 up to like 2020 kind of thing, and then it kind of like completely died out during COVID. That's what I kind of attribute a lot of this to, is maybe just like maybe he had a stint of an anti-SJW phase or whatever the fuck.
I don't believe so, because he has never retracted any of this. He's never made comments against these beliefs.
I go.
Gulp. All of his more progressive comments that Billy Bustup's document tried to lift up were more like good sounding, but pretty neutral and vague. Like people should be nice to each other, stuff like that.
How did we get okay? Realizing domino effects at play is like a really evil thing, right? Because like somehow, right, we got from people slandering Saberspark of being a rapist to now having a racism discussion. Also, thank you, Nabi. Yeah, dude, the alpha doesn't concern himself with employment. Yeah, fuck off. It's over. It's over. Fucking hell. But yeah, no, it's stupid. I don't know how we got to this. This is good news. All right. But it's interesting. It's interesting to learn a bit more about Bonk, I guess. But fuck me, 3 hours is gonna be an interesting thing to try to get through. gonna put it up to speed a little bit and hop back on Terraria.
It's not exactly going against what he believed here. I think he just wised up to saying it online.
Yeah, being more open about it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like I more so just based on the judgment of like I don't like doing that whole guilt by association thing. That's why I actually like talk to people. And I completely agree. Like some of the likes are concerning just because I don't like Candace Owens particularly. And that Zuby guy I don't like at all. Like I get it. Like, but at the same time, like I see a Twitter like as more of just like sometimes when people like things on Twitter, they don't really think about it. They're just like, oh, that's a creator I like, and whatever they scroll. I would know this because like that was what my Twitter likes look like. It's just liking a bunch of
We're
random
calling
shit.
someone
Like,
racist because they like Candace
These
O's
people
tweets.
respond to what he was posting. Like he was not only liking multiple posts from the same people at the same time, all saying the same kind of spiel about like how the right is being like oppressed and how
so he also said stuff.
all these other like, conspiracy theory kind of deals. But he was also going along with what he was saying himself at the time. And he would also defend it whenever called out on it. He doesn't respond to much anymore, but at the time he would respond to everyone.
Right. Well, I mean, I can sort of understand that. Like, if you make a point online, sometimes you get very defensive and you kind of double down and feel like it's your responsibility to respond to absolutely everybody who disagrees. So you can be like, stand on principle. But you know how Twitter is. It's like, is that really worth it? In the end, is that really worth the fucking struggle?
I mean, I can agree with that because I've learned that if someone is going to think one thing, going back and forth with them isn't always going to change anything. It depends on who you're talking to.
Right.
And I got into a lot of back and forth with
you're
people
a prime example
that
of
were never going to go anywhere, no matter what was said.
Yeah. So let's talk about Sophie real quick. You said you didn't meet her until like way after you started doing this kind of on your own.
Yes.
So what was the thought process in letting them kind of co-sign the account?
So after I started calling Griffin out on my main account, not BronyFandont, it didn't exist at the time. I mean, I guess it did, but it was still the screwball account that I wasn't using. I was even still on the side of like him and his situation with Claire is weird, but I wouldn't consider it grooming myself. And I was saying stuff like that while calling his racism like unacceptable. And that led to the conversation where Claire joked about wanting to be groomed. Which then spiraled into me wanting to get consequences for not just him, but for other bronies that were doing crazy shit.
Did you just say you went after
Nazism is
someone
huge
because of a
problem
joke?
in the fandom.
As
I don't think.
Fuck
Yeah,
me.
I don't think
so
Gabriel is a Nazi. He is, I believe, a racist, but I don't believe he's a Nazi. There are many legitimate, outwardly facing Nazis in the fandom, though. And I think under the love and tolerate slogan, people find telling someone they can't have a pony with a swastika cutie mark as more drama. Like that, you can't yell at someone for that. They're not being mean to you. They're just making a Nazi horse. Like,
What the fuck?
that's the mentality that a lot of the fandom had. Yeah, but it gets me that reaction where I go, "What the fuck is happening? This needs to stop."
Right.
So I see like some of the biggest faces in the fandom siding with a
It's
lot of
sad
this stuff,
to
like a Prince
know that
Whatever
that is a thing
doing
that
collaborations
happens.
with a very outward popular Nazi in the fandom. And I go,
just the term popular Nazi is insane.
yeah,
Like, what do you?
no, that's the thing. In the fandom, they act like it's not. But if you go outside of that bubble, it is very insane. And that's why I felt like I was going insane and that I had to do more. So that's why I did more. I made an account with the intent to call out all of this shit. Because, like I was saying, like Prince Whatever was collabing with someone, and initially, instead of just calling him out, I tried talking to him, messaging him. Other people even tried DMing him. He would stop responding when that topic came up. He would just drop the conversations. He knew what was happening. We tried to get him to know, and then he would ignore anyone trying to bring it to his attention. So then I started calling him out on my main account, and I called other people out, including Gabriel on my main account, and it always kind of got too cluttered.
Right.
If I made a thread about someone, and then I kept using my main account for whatever personal stuff, posting artwork I got or memes or whatever, it would get lost. So I decided
Non-racist Nazi. Thank you for the 2, Zoller. Did this? I don't know. I already know like this is a thing with the whole like cutie mark thing, as well. Like just like that being like a cutie mark and actually like a real drama in the community. It's dead. Fuck me, man. Fuck me. But yeah. This is where we are. This is this is what stage we're on, bro. Like fuck my life, dude. But yeah. Ah, God. I don't know, man. Like I never really like fucked with like brony shit anyways. It's always so weird. But yeah, it's okay. Only in this community, man. Only in this community you can be arguing whether like a Nazi cutesy symbol is an okay thing to do. Did we go over Lumi yet? Sorry, I'm on break from work. Was curious. Yeah, that was like one of the first things I went over. This is like the last topic. But God, yeah, this is evil.
Need to go somewhere where it could be isolated, where someone could sift through it all, and it wouldn't be lost in a sea of whatever random shit I'm posting.
Right.
So I made the BronyFandont account. I don't remember if Gabriel was the first person.
This is a hero origin story.
Tara Strong.
Tara Strong.
I don't remember. He might have been the first. It might have been Tara Strong. It might have been someone else. I can't entirely remember. But he was very easily the most like popular topic because there was so much surrounding him that even then, when I didn't have all the information I do now, he had the most controversial things to talk about already.
Right.
And people latched onto that. Because the more information you give, the more there is to talk about, which isn't a good or bad thing. It makes sense. I do feel like a lot of people just want drama, and I try to avoid giving them that. I do really just want
you did a real fucking good job of it, buddy,
and understand to stay the fuck away. But a lot of people do want. I know I'm going on a separate tangent. I'll stop that.
Well, I get what you're saying. People want the spectacle more than they do the story. I can absolutely see that for sure.
I don't want to give into the spectacle.
Yep.
Sometimes I need to.
You do it all the
sometimes I make
time.
posts joking about the situation because I want people's attention to stay on it. But I never really have the intention of making it into like a parade.
You've argued
like we're
with
marching
people
through
for hours. Everyone.
The community cheering about how horrible this person is. I don't want it to be like that. I just want more people to be informed and for the conversation to
Yes,
not
you
end
do.
until actual consequences come.
Right. So let me ask you this: because you were originally calling Black Griffin out for his racism, was the whole idea of him grooming Claire, was that like a Sophie thing when you first started talking to her and like, you know,
No,
really?
that's the thing. I didn't even know who Sophie was even at that point. Like I said, when I was calling him out on his racist post in 2020, I was aware of him being called a groomer by members of the fandom. That wasn't related to Sophie at all. Sorry, is there background audio you're hearing?
No, I'm grabbing stuff. I don't know if that's just me, but I don't.
No. I was just there's stuff happening on my end, and I'm sorry about that. I was making sure I wasn't being picked
I
up.
don't hear anything. You're good.
Okay, cool.
Dude.
So I didn't know who Sophie was, and she was not the only person calling Griffin out. So I don't think that I even heard that from her, and I did not know who she was at the time.
Gotcha.
And then as I made the BronyFandont account, and I was calling out
So you
his racist
care
post,
more about the
I did do
racism than the
a bit of research,
grooming,
and then
allegedly?
and also Miranda Singh situation
At first.
happened. So I was a lot less lenient
Dude.
on what is appropriate with minors after learning all the ins and outs of that.
What?
Right.
So after seeing more of what he did with Claire and what led up to that, I learned that it wasn't okay. This was all weird. It felt normal at the time because I'd grown up seeing them, like always him with all these kids always.
Okay.
Like it was pretty normal for the most part.
Okay. He just was
But the
always
more I looked
surrounded
at
by
it,
minors.
And the more other situations similar to it happened, the more I came to the conclusion that this was crazy. This was not normal, just like the Nazism. It felt normal in the fandom because we were all told it was. But it really wasn't. And that led to me calling him out on that, and then more and more information being gathered. And then eventually, other people who had called him out in the past had reached out to me and giving me their support. But most of them were still wanting to be quiet because they had been harassed into silence in the past about this stuff.
Right. And I'm assuming Sophie was one of those people because I think she was the one that was calling it out like 5 years before the BronyFandont was even a thing.
She was one of the people, yes. There were multiple people that had previously called him out on all of this, and then went into silence about it. There was her. There's two other women. I don't know their usernames because I don't know them personally, but also they weren't like popular. They didn't have their own faces. There was Wootmaster. There was Amy New. There were a lot of different people, and most of them had stopped because they had gotten harassed or legally threatened.
Dude.
So when I started getting traction and bringing all the information, they found it and gave me, for the most part, silent support in DM saying, hey, thank you for doing what you're doing. I tried to do this and it didn't go well for me, so be careful, but also I'm really glad that you're trying. And Sophie was one of those. I think she was told about me by a friend, and they tried to like convince her to step in, but Sophie was scared to. So Sophie just DM'd me some support, but said she didn't want to get involved, which I understood and didn't try to get her involved.
Right. So what was the goal in like working with Sophie and eventually letting her into the BronyFandont account?
I know I keep going on long stories to get to the answers to these questions, but there's a lot of like information in between that I feel is
that's
important.
fine. I mean, whatever details, I do encourage you to give me as much detail and be as open and upfront as possible.
So Sophie, like I said, didn't want to get involved. She was scared too. She had a history of getting harassed over this situation, so she didn't want to step back into that. And she was going to stay away up until Destiny Doodles messaged me, gave me her story.
Who?
And I asked Destiny
What the fuck
at
are
the
these
time
names,
if
dude?
it was okay that I share her story with 2 other people, people that I knew would want to help and see what they could do. And Destiny was okay with that. So one of those people was Sophie, because Sophie has a lot of people that she knows, and she also has a lot of insight for a lot of this. So I wanted to tell her about this and try to get her idea of how I should go about this. And everything that came out from Destiny's story and the reaction it got brought Sophie to want to start publicly helping with this situation again, because now it wasn't just Claire and Michelle who I do consider them like victims of grooming. I know a lot of people debate that, but at the time they don't believe that. So fighting for that wasn't something that Sophie felt was a winning battle. It wasn't felt, but this was different because I'm phrasing that wrong. But Destiny is a victim who knows she's a victim, and that changes things because now Sophie was trying to protect someone who needed it, someone who wanted it.
Right.
So she got involved and wanted to do what she could. And then much later down the line, after the Snapchat victim came forward and other things kept happening, and just a lot of... I also had called out a Nazi convention, which they don't call themselves a Nazi convention, but Mayor Fair is consistently 4chan users that also go by the term. I'm sorry, I keep trying to explain little things in this larger story, but the little things are so dense also that I keep going on. Anyways, I called out a Nazi convention, and that had led to me getting harassed by a lot of them. Ironically, them posting like horrible imagery of like, trans people hanging themselves, and I don't know why they're sending that my way. I'm not trans, but the typical horrible 4chan right-wing bullshit.
I mean, I guess you could call that out if you feel like it, but essentially that's what they want. Like, I think that's like something like BronyFandont or like Bonk6 or whatever, like, they don't really understand. It's like people will sometimes just like fuck with them. I don't think they understand that because they engage with literally anyone who says anything about them and take it to like insane level degrees of seriousness, and they clearly can't handle it. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think like I said before, I don't think the internet's definitely like a place for them. Fuck. But it's rough. Ugh. I don't know. It's like, does it get better? Like, so far, Brony's like, Fandont's past is a little boring. Wait, he admits to suicide baiting. Okay, this might actually get interesting. Hold on. While I play the game.
And I had a lot on my plate, so Sophie offered to help.
Gotcha.
And I trusted Sophie after talking to her since everything that happened with Destiny. So I gave her access so that she could post information. And while I just looked away from all the mentions and stuff that I had a hard time always dealing with.
Gotcha. So was the Snapchat victim? Did they come forward the same way that Destiny did, just like DM you or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. What's your current relationship with those 2, Destiny and the Snapchat victim? Like, are you guys still in contact?
Yes.
Have they been paying attention to any of this stuff recently?
They don't really have a choice. I mean, Destiny doesn't. The Snapchat victim is still anonymous, but I don't feel like she has a choice in a different way where it affects her greatly. Everything being said about everything,
Sure.
people dismissing the whole situation.
Right.
She's very emotionally tied to it, and it hurts when things go poorly.
Right.
And she wants some kind of closure with all this too. So they are both very aware of everything, and it affects them. So I wish people would have a little bit more tact when it came to reacting to things, because yeah.
No, I completely agree, and I hope them nothing but the best and everything. It's just kind of complicated with a situation like Destiny's, because Destiny didn't really archive much of her experiences with Black Griffin, so that's something you kind of have to take on face value. And this is something I had to unlearn even when I was speaking to other people, right? When someone says there's no evidence for this, that's not to necessarily say they're lying. It's just the fact of the matter is that they don't have anything to present. That doesn't mean they're not telling the truth. It just means that, like, that evidence would have been nice to have, kind of thing.
No, absolutely. I mean, I don't think anyone here wants there to be less evidence, aside from if someone is guilty.
For sure.
So I have no reason to doubt Destiny. Before I even posted anything, I looked into her accounts, her history, and she doesn't have like a reputation of making things up. She has her own semi fan base that would be a problem if she were to lose. Getting into all this isn't really something that helps her. It's just something that could harm her if people were to dismiss it all. And it also lined up. There is not really anything that goes against what she was claiming. I know people pose the fact that she got the dates not exactly right when giving a quick testimony to me in DMs as proof that she is lying, but it's not. It is an accident, and that happens, and it's unfortunate that it wasn't airtight, but there's no reason to doubt that it was an accident. There is no like big slip up.
Yeah, I don't know, but like the thing that with this line of logic, right? You could always go with it's like that's also another reason that speaking of like what I was like mentioning earlier, this kind of like the other side of that, right? Well, all they do is tell the truth, right? It's like, well, there's no reason for me not to believe them. Well, that's stupid as well. It's just as stupid as the point of if this person's lied before, then they must be lying about everything. It's the complete opposite of it with its own type of flaws. Because if a person tells the truth a lot, I think they're still capable of lying. Everyone's capable of lying, or capable of like misremembering, or incapable of spreading misinformation, right? It's like to just say like it's 100% true, just because you have no reason to really feel like you don't know this person, right? There's no evidence with this. Just don't run with it. It's that basic of a concept. Just don't run with it. It's just that simple. But yeah. Anyways. Yikes.
It's just people want to give her. They don't want to give her that. They don't want to trust that. They want to find a reason to get out of this.
Right. Was like Destiny ever like close friends or anything to Sophie Shrugs? I thought I saw a tweet maybe her saying that like she at least knows Destiny pretty well, but maybe that's her.
Destiny, Sophie didn't necessarily. I don't think Sophie knew Destiny. Mm-hmm. I can't really speak on that too much. I don't really know their personal status on this, but I from what I understand, Sophie was aware of Destiny because Destiny was someone that followed Sophie and responded to a few of her posts in the past.
Okay.
But this was before Sophie was even involved publicly. Right. So while Destiny knew who Sophie was a lot more than Sophie knew who Destiny was, Destiny coming forward has nothing to do with Sophie. Destiny had no way of even knowing that Sophie was involved at this time.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That's why I just thought that, like, I don't know how close everybody is to each other.
Why did you lie about Saber
That's why I was just
Spark?
curious about, like, you know, the closeness in relation to how you and Sophie are to everybody else, kind of thing.
Yeah, because of everything that's happened, we all do talk. Mm-hmm. But before all of this, I had not talked to any of them.
Gotcha. So when it came to the actual document that I pulled a copy of, I don't know how many pages are in it now. I want to say it's like 200 or 300 pages, because I know things.
Yeah, that's actually another reason why I feel like they lied a bit earlier, right? You see, Bonk on one hand, right, it's like trying to say, well, I'm not really trying to make a public spectacle of things, right? I just want to just inform people and move on, right? But then when Saberspark essentially gets vindicated, you're still getting mad that people recognize that vindication, are still saying this guy is a confirmed rapist. All right, he is 100% a rapist. And if you guys don't agree with that, then there's something fucked up with you. Like, no, you're not just looking just for spreading information. All right, you are looking to make a public spectacle of situations. So you just lied. You lied. Rah.
Have been added over time.
Even as recently as I believe this month, things have been added.
Yeah. Did you have anything to do with that document's creation at all, or do you know who had created the document if it's not you?
It is not me. Obviously, a lot of the information that I had already found was used in the document because it's information. Mm-hmm. But the person who made it found citations that I did not have for a lot of it. Gotcha. They went out of their way to find the original posts that I had previously only had screenshots of. They found extra content, more videos of things, even things that were lost because they used the Internet Archive, the Wayback Machine, and another similar service to find videos that had been deleted on either Griffin's or Michelle's or Claire's end that I believe were deleted because they are also DMing.
Gotcha. So you just shared it, really? You didn't have any, like, you didn't, like, contribute to it? You're not, like, one of the authors or anything?
There is only one author, and it is the person who has access to the editing of the doc. I can't edit the doc. Sophie can't edit the doc. The person who made it, she's the only one who's able to access it. And it's no one that anyone is going to guess, because it's not someone with a lot of state. It's not someone who's been very present publicly on any of this.
Okay.
And Claire had a guess as to who it was, and she posted under Jenny Nicholson's post, and that person is not who the author is.
Gotcha. Let's talk about Michelle and Claire for a second, since, you know, they are related to all this. You've had a lot of online interactions with Michelle and Claire. What are your motivations in, you know, talking to them and, like, going back and forth with them online?
I tried to not, honestly. Originally, I was only presenting information about Black Griffin to the public. And,
yeah, but then you, like, quote tweeted
and that's how I ran BronyFandont.
and, like,
and before that,
back into
I tried to get people in Gabriel's proximity to know what he did on my main account, which led to me responding to SaberSpark, talking about Gabriel Brown getting a copyright strike or something. There's some YouTube dispute that he was trying to fix, and I said, all right, so Gabriel Brown was innocent in this situation, but he's not innocent overall. And SaberSpark was like, yeah, I forgot he ran over those kids or something to that extent, which spiraled into me talking about everything that he's done, which then spiraled to Claire making that joke about wanting to be groomed. That was all the same instance. But that was a situation where I was still trying to get the word out, and then on BronyFandont, it was me presenting information, and then I would get responses from either Gabriel or Michelle or Claire that I would respond to. I never went out of my way to talk to them. The only time I've ever done that was after Destiny told me her story. I posted on Claire's website about her projects or something. I tried to get her to tell Gabriel that I know about the Destiny situation, to try to get him to talk to me. And that is the only time I've personally reached out to Claire. Every other time I've been responding to her.
Right.
I know she claims that I've been harassing her, but that is genuinely the only time I've ever gone out of my way to talk to her. Every other time I've just been responding.
Right. I mean, I don't know if you want to maintain, like, any sort of relationship with Michelle or Claire. But, I mean, and even I've had this criticism of you. I mean, you do understand that, like, trying to fight with people who are, because they claim they're not groomed. Do you understand that, like, fighting with people and trying to convince them that they are isn't exactly super helpful? I mean, I understand you have your opinion. I get it. I understand wanting to try to prove your opinion and prove it to be true. But I think it would just be more helpful to Destiny and the Snapchat victim who do acknowledge that they have been groomed and help them over fighting with two other people who are very adamant that they're not.
I just don't believe I've done that. I don't believe I have been trying to fight Michelle and Claire.
Well, you kind of did when
really
you quote tweeted
them. Like I said, I've only ever responded to Claire mainly when she's talked to me.
No.
And in that, I have debated with her about things, which I've tried.
You actually went to, like, I think it was Claire's DMs to argue with them that they did. Ace is late. Ace is always late. Fuck you, dude. No one likes you. But anyways, yeah. No, but, like, unironically, you did argue with them after quote tweeting them, right? After quote tweeting them, and then they said, hey, can you please take this down? I appreciate it, but I'm not groomed. You had an argument with them, and it was just super fucking unhinged. Okay? Like, yeah, no, it wasn't... Oh, I never really engaged with them. No, I didn't really do that. I didn't try to convince them. You did. You did. This is just a fucking blatant lie. But, yeah.
I tried to be civil initially, and then she accepted my personal information from some anonymous doxer. She's gone into my backlog and tried to accuse me of some horrible shit that wasn't entirely accurate. She's tried to use grooming, my potential grooming against me. There's been a whole lot of things that made it a lot more personal over this time, but I only ever tried to clarify what is and isn't appropriate that happened, and I believe that trying to tone down my wording on it is a disservice to people and victims, because if what Gabriel Brown did shouldn't have happened, I think it is grooming. When I say I think, people run with that as an opinion, and yes, it technically is an opinion, but it is an informed opinion based on what I know that happened and what I know is what grooming
consists of. It's a smart opinion.
All the things that have happened are inappropriate. All the things that led up to him dating her shouldn't have happened, and I think that because they did happen, it is grooming.
Right.
If I were to say that it wasn't grooming, then it could allow other people to get away with that too. It's not about Claire. It's not about Michelle. It's about how people perceive situations, because what happened to them is perceived as normal by a lot of the fandom, and it wasn't normal. So I want to make sure that people understand that none of this is normal, and that if they see this anywhere, but being
a lot
done
of
by
it's not
anyone,
provable
they
either,
should at least
which is
investigate and be a little
why
hesitant to
that's like
be
jumping the gun.
happy about the situation.
Right. So you said that Claire had accepted your some doxing information about you. Do you know exactly how you were doxed?
I believe it was someone who knew me personally, not someone who hacked information. I don't know who it was. They were using an anonymous account. But they messaged Claire on Twitter saying, hey, I have things like his home address. Would you like those? And Claire responded, that'd be great, smiley face.
Lol.
And then I got a lawsuit in the mail, or I don't know if it's considered a lawsuit or defamation. I got a legal threat in the mail.
Like a cease and desist?
See, I don't want to say yes, it is a cease and desist, because I'd have to look at the papers again to determine what exactly it's called. But yes, and I got that back in October.
Gotcha. Did you have any lawyers look through this paperwork or anything to tell you what it was, or?
No, I mean, it says it on the paper.
Look at the
I
paper.
just don't want to, because I'm not like a lawyer or a legal expert, so I don't want to say it was a lawsuit or it was a defamation or it was a cease and desist.
But
and
if
then
it says it on the
correct me and go,
paper,
"Why
just
were you
fucking
lying?"
read it.
I genuinely just don't know which terminology is correct.
Fair enough.
What's important is that I got a legal threat to retract things I've said and issue a statement. And when I ignored that and kept going, nothing happened.
Right.
Leading me to believe that it was nothing more than a threat, which also leads me to believe that he does not want an investigation.
Sure. I mean, fair enough. I'm not a lawyer either. I don't know any legal. I mean, I know legal definitions. I do legal research, I suppose. But even I'm just a person with Google. I wouldn't be able to tell you. So that all of that kind of leads up to like videos starting to get made about Black Griffin. The two biggest ones, obviously, were mine and Courtney Peet's.
That's not necessarily true. Alamau also had one.
Oh yeah, the fucking. Well, yeah, the did you know has been hotel guy? That's what I know him as.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's that guy. There's another dude when I was doing research who has like a Sonic OC or something like that, which is ironic given the circumstances. But the big ones that most get cited is mine and Courtney's, at least in opposition, and then there's Alamau's, which is in the oppose. So I wanted to ask this just because I know that in the interview with Courtney, she did an interview with Sophie, but she didn't do an interview with you. So what is your whole relationship with Courtney Peet, since she's kind of tangentially related to all this?
Oh boy.
Can I do a real quick side note? I'm sorry.
Sure, yeah.
So you said that Alamau was on the opposed side. He actually agrees, and in the video says he agrees with everything I was saying. He just presents it very poorly, to the point where people thought he disagreed.
That's what when I watch it, he's just like, I don't know, if it's whatever Claire and Michelle says it didn't happen, I'll take their word for it, whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The way he worded it made it very much sound like he was being very dismissive. So I just assumed he was just like, it's nothing weird's happening here, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. That's all. I just wanted to specify. I don't think the video is bad because he doesn't agree with me. He does agree with me. I think the video is bad because he didn't put enough effort into it.
I've not watched
He
these
doesn't put enough
videos.
effort into his contact, period, though. Let's be for real.
Yeah. No,
like,
I agree.
He does has been hotel fun facts about like minute shit. It's whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, the real question. It was sorry, what was the question again?
Courtney Peet. What's your relationship with her?
It was non-existent at the time. Gotcha. So my knowledge of Courtney was slightly less than my knowledge of KP, which was slightly more than nothing. At the time of me and Sophie talking about Griffin and getting more traction, finding more information, and putting out the master doc, in around the time of the master doc being put out, KP's team started messaging me about the DA games, the people, and I said, I don't know anything about them. I mostly do call-outs on people in the Brony community. I can't really help you guys with this. I don't know any information. I'm already balancing a lot. It's not even in my wheelhouse of things I usually cover.
And why'd you do Saber Spark? Well, I guess
but then
he was
they
a
kept
little bit brony.
replying on threads about Griffin, and also like trying to use that to bring attention to the DA Games situation, which I don't really have a problem with if it's a real situation. And I do believe that DA Games has done stuff. I don't think KP was lying in her video. I think her video was just really poorly done.
Right.
There were sections that shouldn't have been there. There are things. There's a hell of a lot of memes that shouldn't have been there. But I don't think the actual accusations were ever lies. So
no.
So when I say that they were bringing up DA Games a lot, I don't mean to say that that was a really bad move of them. I think they were trying to get attention for a serious situation.
No, I think some of the things that they said about like fucking like Saber Spark was definitely a lie. Yeah, and fueled off of malicious bias. Yes. This guy sounds unhinged, dude. This guy is awesome. What do you mean? This is good news. Okay.
Situation. I also have to question their reasoning in hindsight. because I do believe that some of them were trying to do it for attention purposes and not necessarily bringing attention to the situation purposes. So KP kind of was inserted into all of this and made a room in her server about Griffin and positioned it as any victims of Griffin come to my server and you can chat about it here, which felt weird even at the time because she wasn't involved and she was trying to play the role of like the sanctuary for everyone, and it felt strange. But I joined the server,
strange,
so
but I joined.
could help answer any questions if there were any. And that led to me being in a call with KP by my own doing, joining a call that was going on in that server when I joined the server itself. And then KP explained the DA game situation to me and explained some of the Saberspark situations, both things relating to DA games and things relating to her personally involving Saber that I don't think she even really touched on in her own video. But she told me things that I don't know if they're meant to still be private because I thought she was going to talk about them. There were kind of reasons why I trusted her to bring up Saber at all.
Leak it! Leak it, Buck! Leak it!
Point being, that was the extent of my relationship with KP, and KP in that conversation told me that she couldn't work on a Griffin video because she was working on a lot of stuff involving Saberspark. So instead, she gave it to Courtney, and she explained to me that it was Lily Singh's sister, and she also explained that while that is true, she's a victim of Lily Singh's as well. So I was like, oh shit, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. I guess she'd be perfect to cover all this.
Right.
Well, I still don't understand that mindset. It's like, hey, look at this cool rape story. Let's get a rape victim to cover it. I just still don't get that. Dude, that's awful. Like, yeah, you have to be the expert of whether this person is raped or not. Like, I mean, obviously I feel like there's a few flaws to be had with that. Like, I don't think just because someone like is a victim of something doesn't mean that they're going to be naturally like a gifted expert of like what it is or not. Like that's just such a weird mindset to have. But yeah, anyways, here we go.
Then the Courtney's video came out, and I thought she did a good job with it. I still think she did a good job with it, honestly. But that was the extent of how much I knew Courtney. I heard about her.
Right.
And after the video, the day after, I was talking in KP's group, in her server in the Griffin section, and these two people that have been harassing me for a long time, ever since I started calling Griffin out on the BronyFandont account, were talking in there. And I recognized them, and I said, hey, aren't you this person? And they got real upset, and they started double team, bad wording. They started going at me and saying like, how dare you? Like they've changed their opinion long ago. How are you still claiming that and spreading misinformation? I'm like, I don't know you guys. All I know you guys from is harassing me.
Right.
Who
are these people?
And also it was
Just
true.
Two people in KP server? Or?
They're people that have been inserting themselves into all of this since the beginning. I don't really want to name them because I feel like one of them is similar to me, where they can't handle a lot of harassment. And I'm not saying that I'm harassing them by bringing them up. I'm just saying that I don't know how people, like, if people hear this and then they go looking for this person, I don't know how that person would react because based on previous situations. But they have been very critical, to put it lightly, of me, to the point where they even to this day constantly talk about me. So I wasn't super happy seeing them there. So I didn't say a whole lot. But then Courtney came to their aid in a way and like defended them. So I messaged her and said, hey, these people are kind of like they're like bullies of mine. I was trying to explain the situation.
Hey, Courtney, press this point your fingers together. Can you stop talking to my bullies? They're very mean and very scary. Please don't interact with them. Pretty please?
It's kind of hurt that she would do that, especially since it felt out of place. I didn't know her that well, but I liked her video and I thought she was well-spoken in it.
I felt betrayed. I thought, they sounded nice in a video. I thought we had something, Courtney. Dude, I thought there was something there. Bro, fuck off.
It felt weird, so I thought I'd talk to her. And then she said that, oh, you think you're being bullied? What are you, like a child? And it changed my opinion of her very quickly, because not only children can get bullied, and it just felt very weirdly aggressive out of nowhere.
Courtney's kind of known for being like outwardly kind of aggressive online.
Yeah. I know that now.
I've known that for about a year, so
like I said, I didn't know who she was really at all. I just knew that she made a good video, and then I was hesitant to promote it because of how she personally treated me. But I never went out of my way to tell anyone to not watch it or say anything bad about her.
You
I
really
was just more cautious
burnt a
about her
bridge
after that.
because they said you were acting like a
And
child.
then after KP's video, I saw how she was reacting to people, and I was kind of glad that I stopped promoting the video specifically.
Fair enough.
I still think it's a good video. I just don't really want to platform Courtney.
It was
Yeah,
a horrible
I don't blame
video.
you. I don't blame you at all.
Really?
She very much is like, because of her own traumas, she
Hold
very much
on.
is like, if you don't experience my trauma the same way I do, you know, that's the vibe I get anyways. There's only one specific
that's
way
wasted.
you can
Dude.
experience the same trauma I went through. And if you
Bonk literally just admitted the only reason why they didn't want to platform the KP video was because they had a bad interaction with Courtney. What is this, bro? Yeah, you are acting like a child, the fuck? So, you think it's a great video. It was amazing, right? The core of the video was awesome. But it had that evil Courtney in it. And I just couldn't let it be public anymore. Nope. Dad. Brother. I'm just kind of lost. You thought this person was like, you thought you fucking deserved kindness from a person that you didn't even know? Like, you were just entitled kindness? Yeah, they were just really talking to people that were mean to me. And then, just because I said I was being bullied, they referred to me as a child. I don't know why they did that. Anyways, I stopped platforming them because that was pretty mean. Like, fuck off, dude. Dad, I gotta go. This guy's so stiff, so I cannot handle it. What's your favorite type? Favorite type? God. Okay. Anyways.
you're not experiencing it in the same way I did, you're, not a real victim or whatever the fuck. So, let's talk about my video for just a second. I know you've left a comment where you had some criticisms. You said the video is almost perfect. I know that Sophie even had some issues with it. I've been told through the grapevine that she just didn't like it at all. So, I am somebody who's very receptive to criticism. I've heard it from even Beckett when he talked to me because he needed my input for his video and stuff. But, I've heard it harsh from him, harsh from even Enter at this point. What's your issues with my video? Just lay it on me, man. I've heard it all at this point, so I want to hear it from you, who was kind of the first bouts of.
I think people were
what's the problem?
pretty soft, to be honest.
It's been a bit since I've seen the video. My memory is not amazing unless I really repetition helps me remember things. Right. So, I remember a lot of information revolving Black Griffin because everyone asks me about it 24/7. Mm-hmm. But specifically, discrepancies in your video. From what I can recall, there was information that was not accurate, that I felt like was very easy to research a bit more on. I'm not trying to be super hostile or harsh right now. I'm just trying to.
Dude, I've heard it all. It's fine. Like I said, lay it on me. Yeah. It's whatever.
Obviously, who voiced who, getting that wrong wasn't a big deal. It's not really the point of the video. Mm-hmm. Although I do think that is an example of, it would be easy to get that information correct, but it wasn't really. The time wasn't taken as much as I thought it had to be. But so with applying that to more important things, there was I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the things I remember are the things that personally were about me. It's not because I felt there was only things to criticize there. It just those stuck with me more because it was about me. I'd have to rewatch the video to remember exactly the other problems. I think there was stuff about the timeline with. Oh, sorry. I do remember one now. I guess this does also involve me though. You said that I was very I seemed very it had to be my way or the highway when it came to Claire's situation, but then you were also very
you do that literally everywhere.
About how you felt a lot of the situations were inappropriate and shouldn't have happened, and I felt kind of I think we were just calling them different things, but we're on the same page. But then also you felt that I wasn't. I don't know. I'm sorry, like I said, I haven't seen the video since I watched it initially.
That's fine.
So I need to go back and watch it if I were going to critique it.
That's totally fine. I mean, it's private right now, but it's just to avoid any further harassment and stuff like that. So, I mean, I totally understand where you're coming from on that. But that's why we're having this conversation now to see where we are on the same page. I think it's more just we just both have a different interpretation on information, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just more so I interpret it this way, you interpret it that way. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think any age gap relationship that starts with one of the parties being a minor and the other one being an adult is immediately I'm like, that's weird. I don't care for age gap relationships all that much, but when it starts with
even if it's 18, 17,
for a second.
The whole
fucking Claire and Michelle or Gabe and Claire go into a bar and they meet some new friends and Gabe's like, this is my wife, and they're like, oh my god, how'd you guys meet? Well, I met her on the show that we both worked on. So they do some research on her and they realize she was on the show when she was a minor, and they're like, hey, did you did you meet her when she was like a kid or something like that? And he's like, well, yeah. And then you have to go into a whole explanation about how you met your wife when she was a child and how it's totally not weird. That the logistics of that, me personally, I wouldn't want to be put in that situation where I have to explain that how I met my wife as a kid. That's weird.
I mean, I agree. The logistics of that are very like crazy. But for me, the thing is like I also I don't have a huge problem with age gap relationships either. I don't want to be
We could tell.
but like that's not even like the problem. Like the problem is that he was hanging out with this minor that he later got into a relationship with. Mm-hmm. Because there is an undeveloped mind around someone constantly, subconsciously, whether intentional by Griffin or not, that person is developing around them.
Okay.
That doesn't just because the person is okay with it doesn't mean it
Did Griffin groom
like,
or
if
not?
If we start
dude?
saying that
and
it
if
was
not,
alright,
who
then
cares?
it's implying that it was consensual and that also minors can consent, which is not something that I think most people would agree with. But they're not dissecting it enough, in my personal opinion. They're not looking into like the implications of being okay with all of this.
Right.
And it wasn't just like once or twice they hung out when she was a kid. She was around her constantly, talking to her constantly for years before she was legal. And I don't even think that the moment she becomes legal, it becomes okay either. He was 24 when she met him, and she wouldn't be legal for another like 3 to 4 years. And during those 3 to 4 years, he was tickling her, taking her privately to the woods. He was joking about kissing her. I don't think any of these things should have happened, but even if they didn't, just being around a minor, I feel like it should it should make her not an option in his mind for dating ever, because she grew up like she saw her develop, and it feels weird to even say that because the changes are drastic at that age. Like I can't imagine what's going on in his mind.
Yeah. It's definitely very odd to
Yeah, but
imagine
weird
like,
is
growing up and watching
vague.
your wife
Odd
grow
is
up.
vague.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
Stop
very
being a
odd.
pussy.
And the thing is, if your accusation is just like this is a weird fucking relationship, I don't think most people would
Say,
necessarily
is it
disagree
grooming
with you.
or not?
I think most
That's
people would
the
be like, yeah, you're
allegation.
probably right. But I think it's like once you bring in grooming into it, and then Claire's like, no, I promise this isn't grooming, I'm fine. But the narrative still is that anyways. I think it rubs people the wrong way. I think people should be like, we should probably just listen to Michelle and Claire more. You know what I mean?
I just don't think it matters what people perceive it as. I think it more matters what it is.
Then,
I think that the situation
what is it?
was inappropriate.
okay.
I don't think many people would disagree with
Is
that
that
statement.
grooming?
But I think the reason why it was inappropriate is the reason why it was grooming. Because
Okay, so
this
you are gonna say it's
child
grooming.
developed around in the environment that he put her in. He is an idol in this scenario. He's someone that she can idolize, she can see as his larger than life figure. Because her brain is still forming. That's not me talking about Claire. That's me talking about anyone at this age. That's how people work. The brain's not fully developed until like 23 to 25 years. And I'm not saying that people around that age can't date. I'm just saying they probably shouldn't be dating someone that's
Probably
way younger
shouldn't,
than that.
bro.
The reason
There's
it's
a lot of
inappropriate isn't because it's
eggshell
weird.
walking
It's
here.
inappropriate because it's harmful, and that harm is grooming. I feel like I am dissecting the reason it's a problem. If it was just weird, that's not harmful. I don't think.
Right.
I don't have a problem with weird. I have a problem with things that shouldn't happen to anyone. And I feel like the more information that comes out, because much more recently, we had a third person talk about how he, when she was a child, was flirting and being weird with her. This is outside of the Snapchat victim. This is outside of Destiny, and also outside of the DeviantArt person that was found.
Okay. Gotcha.
Her name is Dorothy.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, she's also in the document now. She was added later, but she went through his DeviantArt likes and started finding like lolicon and Billy and Mandy porn of Billy and Mandy that he liked. Then there's the situations with Destiny, Dorothy, Jill on DeviantArt. I don't know how to pronounce their username, honestly.
I thought it was Jai or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it either.
Something like that.
I think she's like Asian. Like I thought she was from like China or something.
If your
I don't know. She said
criticism's gonna
something
be
about being
weird art,
Chinese or whatever.
you
It doesn't matter.
simp for fucking
But,
Noel, dude.
Yeah, but all that, and then also what happened with them, and even sure, we don't have proof of Destiny and the Snapchat victim getting sent his penis like they allege, but we do have proof that for at least one of them he was messaging them as when they were a minor,
Okay.
which is already
Were the messages
more than
bad?
just weird. I feel like why is he having these entire conversations in DMs with people that aren't of age, and why are they usually like female? But my point is,
See, this just breaks down to like just fucking speculation at this point. See, yeah, you could say it's grooming, like how you just said earlier, but there's so much fucking eggshell walking. like, you don't want to admit that there's barely any evidence to even call this, like, you know, grooming or any heavy label, but you want to, like, say that you're calling it grooming, but, like, you can't give me, like, a fucking confident answer to any of these questions. This is so stupid. But yeah, lovely stuff, dude. Lovely stuff. Jesus, yes, it's weird. They're completely ignoring the fact that they had a professional working relationship during the show's runtime and only reconnected after the show ended and Claire was an adult. They barely had a relationship. They only hung outside of work because of Claire's parents. Claire's mom was Black Griffin's agent. Yeah, that context I feel like changes some things too. Like, it's not like he's just being like, "Hey there, minor. Let's go hang out. Okay?" It's like, I don't know, dude. It's like a coworker and coworker hanging out. I don't know what to say. That's just pretty much what it is. Yikes. Fucking hell.
Even more situations that keep coming out. Him arguing that if he were to date Michelle at 16, it would be legal.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. That was objective. I'm like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have said that, especially if you were trying to be like, this is just my sister. I'm just like, just end it at that. That's fine.
There's just such a laundry list at this point that I think I'm pretty justified in having, at least, I feel like I'm pretty justified in at least me perceiving it as grooming at this point. If someone disagrees with me, I guess that's fine. I personally think that's harmful because I think it kind of dismisses it in all circumstances with even other people if they were to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really think that people can see me claiming all this with all of the information that we have now and go, you're way out of line. This is clearly not that. Because there's just so much. It just goes on and on. Like, I feel like I was rambling, and all I was doing was giving cliff notes of some of the things that he's done.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I ever need to know exactly what he's done, I do have the document pulled up, so...
And then there's all the times where he and others have lied on his behalf. Like, they know the situation, but they're lying anyways. Why would they do that? And then there's the legal threats. He threatened me, he threatened Destiny, and in both circumstances, nothing came of it. We both ignored him. She was given multiple different deadlines that passed, they came and went, and nothing happened. And he has sent legal threats to other people. The whole reason that Whoopmaster dropped him is because of getting a legal threat. And it worked. Whoop stopped talking about him. That's not a circumstance where it's proven that he threatened someone else and then nothing came of it, because obviously they dropped it, which means they went along with the threat, which means, you know, what was argued that they needed to do or else they'd get into legal trouble happened. But it's another example of this is the response. But every time that response isn't met, it doesn't change anything. And I feel like if it was real, it would have changed something.
I mean, you know, people kind of send empty threats all the time. I mean, the only thing that I can talk about in terms of, like, the Snapchat thing is that was a very common thing for a lot of creators back then, especially in 2016, to, like, set up Snapchats and, like, talk to fans. I know that, like, other people in the anti-SJW sphere used to do that, too. Like, and also, you know, Andy Stein did it, and we all know how that ended, I suppose.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Snapchat feels like it was designed for this kind of thing. Like, a lot of predators used it because of how DMs would be deleted.
Right.
Like, automatically.
Yeah, but small creators
and
also
also
interact
just
with
the
their
circle of
audience
friends,
too.
like also having all this other shit to them, like it feels like an overwhelming amount of information, to the point where it kind of baffles me when people are very heavily against the idea that anything happened.
Yeah, I feel like you can definitely point to something to be like, hey, that's kind of shitty, you know, like, to completely dismiss it outright. I think it's just like you're not looking into the bigger picture of it, I suppose. Like, there are some things in here that are criticizable. Like, I can't disagree with you on that.
Criticizable and kind of shitty
I mean,
is
people
not
will just
grooming.
interpret the information differently, I suppose, is the main thing. It's
what,
like, will people see this as a big deal or not? Like, you
know,
know,
people are gonna have a steady
Twitter likes, will
stance
they
against
consider
it.
that, you know, a big deal or not? Will they consider talking to fans on Snapchat when everyone was doing that back then a big deal or not? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, how severe is it to some people in comparison to others, I suppose?
Yeah. It's just that when someone is defending him so strongly, it leads me to believe that they don't want to believe anything else. They are trying to change people's perspective for more nefarious
Or you can't accept
reasons.
a different standard.
Not because like I am
Like,
the
someone could
arbiter
only
of justice or whatever,
disagree.
but because
No,
there's just so much information for it all to be hand waved under. This isn't a lot. It seems like a blatant.
You're pretty much only allowing a disagreement. Like, if you're not really allowing them. It's like, if people disagree with me, then there's something really like weird with their compass, dude. It's literally like it's your way or the highway, dude. Like, obviously it's gonna, like, people are gonna get on you, bro. Come on.
And lie to me. Either they didn't look at it or they're purposely trying to dismiss it.
Gotcha. So, what are your thoughts and opinions of me being involved in all this personally? Like, I know we talked about the video a little bit, but like, there's been some posts, I suppose, on the BronyFandont account calling me just the drama YouTuber. And just to clarify, like, I get the perception of that. Trust me, I do. I'm not like being like, why'd you call me a drama YouTuber? Like, I get it. But most of the time when I make videos, it's just shit I hyper focus on. Like, it's my hyper fixation in the channel. It's like, what interests me this week, you know, kind of thing. So I just wanted to get a read on whether or not we hate each other or not. You know what I mean? Like, what's...
I don't hate you.
Okay.
I don't even necessarily dislike you. I don't really know you.
Fair
to
enough.
be perfectly honest.
Fair enough.
It's just the initial video
Yikes.
that you put out said a lot of things about me that was peddled by the Billy Bust Up document, which you in your video called out for lying, but you didn't seem to do a whole lot of research on if the things said about me had any truth to them or not, and you kind of gave a rundown of them uncritically, I felt. And I feel like there's a lot of very easy information where I personally give rebuttals and give citations for why these things are just out of context or lying, that for someone making a video on this wouldn't have been hard to find, because I was putting that information out so people would learn. And if it felt like I wasn't given a lot of due diligence, I was waved away, even though like you already knew that the word they were taking this from wasn't trustworthy. To give at least one example, like they were calling me a 4chaner, and I've never used 4chan. They didn't really have any evidence of me using 4chan, and they cited the Screwball account and things that were said on that, but they don't specify that I was a minor at the time, that this was a decade and a half ago.
Why would that matter whether you had 4chan
they don't
or
want
not?
that to be the narrative. So when you put out stuff like that uncritically, it kind of made me wonder, like, how much about this do you really care about in terms of like, is this just content, or even if it's not, are you being driven more by wanting to help people or wanting to criticize whoever you feel needs to be criticized?
It's kind of funny because like what Bonk6 saying could actually be used perfectly against
and
them.
it did leave a bad taste in my mouth.
Or like Saberspark and shit.
You are a big YouTuber, and I felt like I had gotten a bit slandered and all that, which hurt. But I didn't. I don't know.
And
but
you slandered
moving on from
Saberspark, lol. Like you can apply it to yourself.
I don't want to talk about everything regarding Saberspark, specifically because the information that I revealed to people in that not the testimony itself, but information that was given to me by the victim, I shouldn't have put out there. I wasn't given permission to put that out, and I regret doing that. I was facing a lot of harassment by Saberspark's people at the time, his fans, because he said didn't do it, and then a lot of people were calling me a liar about rape and ruining lives and telling me to kill myself and that they were going to dox me and stuff like that.
Yeah, but he was genuinely innocent.
I was feeling very overwhelmed and stressed, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
So I did things to try to self-preserve that I shouldn't have done, and I normally wouldn't have. I'm not trying to excuse what I did. It was wrong, but I want to clarify because people act like I'm evil for it. What I did that was wrong was put out information that I didn't have permission to put out. I didn't make things up. Sorry, I'm getting off track.
No, it's fine. I mean, other questions throughout this will kind of go more into that anyway. And also, I'm in contact with Emily, so like I know most of this already. So.
Yeah, I just, in regards to what I said about you in all of that, I don't want to discuss because I shouldn't have brought it up in the first place, and I don't really want to go more in detail on things that I shouldn't have put out there in the first place.
Fair enough. I mean, you know. It was just something I was curious about, like, because I mean, you know.
in private, I could talk to you about that. I just can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to go over it with other people.
Sure.
But as going past that to the videos with Mr. Enter, Phineas, and Emily, I thought your interview was very good because it gave Emily a chance to.
So. You did slander, though. That's the whole point. Like, even after he proved his innocence, like, you know, even after it, then, like, you're still trying to actively discredit it. There was literally nothing Saberspark could have done in your eyes to prove his innocence to you. It was just actively believing the person with, like, a lie, you know, untrustworthy, you know, fucking internet footprint, who's already been proved to lie about several details within, like, regarding this shit. So it's just like, dude. You are kind of malicious, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you're pretty malicious, you're pretty biased, and you try to discredit, like, your critics because you don't like being criticized. It's rough. You can't handle it. Literally, you can't. But, God, this is so gay. Here we go.
Talk about everything. But I felt Mr. Enter's video was really bad because it dismissed a lot of critical information, kind of hand waved it away, and also didn't address all of it, didn't bring it all up, but seemed to imply that it had, which I would feel like would give people the idea that there wasn't a lot of information when there was a lot more, and then also hyped up right-wing slop tubers. I don't know what to call them. I don't really have. I was going to be more respectful with the name, but then I realized this guy sucks. So
I call them commentary bros. That's what the commentary brosphere. That's what I call it.
I mean, there are people that are commentary bros. This is more like one of those people that say like some offensive shit, and then you go, "Whoa, that was offensive," and then they go, "Ha, I owned you." That's the kind of person I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
You're talking about Beckett?
I mean, we can.
My point being,
I got the questions here, so we'll just go in order of those because that's eventually something that's going to come up. So
yeah, I lost track.
It's okay.
Question. I'm sorry. I know that was bad.
No worries. That's why I'm here to mediate. So I know you kind of answered this question already, but to stay track on like make it easier for me in editing, I suppose. So
Big Boom Boom YT. We do not watch Mysterious Mr. Enter on this channel, buddy. It's over.
What exactly is your relationship with I Love Kim Possible a Lot? Are you still currently in contact with her or anything?
So like I said before, I didn't really know her prior to her putting out that video. She was kind of inserting herself in a lot. And then I joined her server. I talked to her a bit, realized that she did have personal interactions with Saberspark that were not great, and that she was making her own video on Saber. So when I was approached to help Emily with her story, and me and Sophie both knew that we were overwhelmed already and weren't going to be able to balance Griffin and Saber, I suggested KP because I knew that she was already doing exactly that topic, and because I knew that she had personal things to say about it. Mm-hmm. So to me, that felt like a very slam dunk. Like, oh, that's magical. How that lines up.
Right.
And otherwise, I would have handled it myself because I don't really know KP. And I wouldn't trust someone else to do it if I could, but I couldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
God, Bonk is so.
Which that was for a while the extent of my conversations with KP until the video was closer to coming out, and she messaged me and Sophie randomly with the testimony that she wanted us to post on the BronyFandont account with a little preamble that she also wanted us to attach to the front of it. Mm-hmm. And I did not use that preamble because it was saying things that we thought that we didn't think. It was kind of speaking for us on things. But I did post the testimony because I wanted to help. And I thought, well, if this is the plan, I'll go along with the plan.
Sure.
I don't really want to get involved with all this because I can't really focus on like doing an investigation and all that, like publicly, putting out information. But I did know it was Emily, and I did look into her and know that she had no reason to be lying, and she did have interactions with Saber. Right. So I wanted to help regardless. So I put that out. And then KB got mad at me because she said, no, not now, when the video comes out on that day. So I deleted it.
Was that the early leak? Is that what she's referring to? Because she said it got leaked early.
Yeah, she didn't specify when she wanted this to be posted. In fact, she didn't talk to us about posting it at all. She just kind of said, do this. So I did it, and then she got mad at me and told me to get rid of it. So I got rid of it and then waited until the day. So like the whole like putting it on Premiere and having like a date release wasn't my idea either. But then that day came, video came out. It was bad, and I wasn't able to start watching it immediately. I didn't see any of the reactions because the reason I wasn't able to watch it because I was busy. But the moment I was able to watch it, an hour in, I was already thinking, this is bad. So I messaged her.
But you said it was just such a great video.
Hey, what's going on? This is not what I thought it would be. So far, I'm an hour in, and it barely talks about anything legitimate. It's just talking about personal things. Getting testimonies to your character, and a bunch of memes. It was weird. And then once I started messaging her, I started seeing other people's reactions and how like Emily's testimony was only in the last like 10 minutes or something.
It was an hour and 30 in or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was getting more and more upset as I found out more, and I was watching more. So I started explaining to her, hey, take this down. This is going to do more harm than good. Mm-hmm. This was not me reacting to other people. This was my personal reactions in the moment. Mm-hmm. And then she said, all right, I'll speak to my team, see what they say. And then she privated the video after like another half an hour. Mm-hmm. So I tried to get the conversation back on track with talking about what happened to Emily on online instead of people talking about the video, but that didn't go well.
Right.
And then after that, sorry, go on.
No, yeah, well, it's a little hard to talk about the whole Emily situation without it being tangentially related to that video, because that's how it was kind of presented. Unfortunately, but, you know.
Yes, but at the same time, not a whole lot of people had actually been able to watch that video as it came out.
Yeah.
It was more talked about because it kept being spread in the aftermath of it.
And then you got
I
mad
was
that
still
it
trying to
got
work
being
with KP.
spread.
I was trying to get her. I got her to take it down.
Then you were
And I wanted
sweeping.
to. I was trying to reassure her that, hey, it's not the end of the world. You know, you made bad calls and it was very tone deaf, but it can be fixed. It'll be all right. And I thought she understood that what the parts that were her bad. Up until she started like defending, not defending as much as criticizing people's criticisms. It seemed like she didn't understand at that point. And then she started threatening Emily. So that was when I cut ties with her entirely.
Gotcha.
I was still trying to reassure her that things could be fine and we could work through this, and I was trying to help her. At that point, I had taken a more active role in everything because things had spiraled, and I could no longer just be on the sidelines on it.
Right.
But I was feeling for her because I felt like she was getting a lot of harassment, and I didn't feel like she had bad intentions, so I wanted to help. But then she was being awful. And
She literally admitted to
that was my
having
extent
bad
of my relationship
intentions.
with her.
Right.
On
So how did you
Slug
learn about
interview.
the allegations against Saberspark initially?
It was in the video that you claimed to watch.
It was brought to me by
With
Emily's friend.
Saberspark.
And she told me that Emily would like to talk to me about everything
Oh yeah.
that happened to her.
Did I want to
And
sell
I
this
said
one?
that I wasn't going to be able to handle it
No,
at the
but
time
the short
because
sword.
you know I was suicidal back in October when I was approached
I don't
about
need
all
this
that.
either.
And Sophie was also overwhelmed with everything. So yeah, we weren't. Saberspark, while we believed everything that was happening, and we still do believe everything that happened to Emily, it wasn't something that we thought we could tackle, at least not until the Griffin situation was over.
How do you still believe it when she's objectively lied
so you
multiple
went to KP
times?
just because like you already knew that she was going to talk about Saberspark, so you're just like, oh well, that works out.
Bonk
I
wants it
didn't
to
go
fuck.
KP. I just suggested KP.
Real.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought that you like brought her to her, or at least redirected her, I think.
No.
Okay. Were you aware of like the stuff you said you did some research on Emily Jones, like, and you didn't think she had any reason to lie? Were you at all aware of like any of her previous controversies? Because I know there's been like a couple of videos, not that they're great videos, but there are some videos that discuss like her stuff with Ryan Drummond and like the stuff that happened at Sonics and Tails R, her thing with Ceci, like all the stuff that we talked about in the interview. Like, were you aware of any of that stuff?
I did see that stuff, and the videos seem to be very pointed intentionally, and I kind of have I can pick up on that when it's pretty clear sometimes.
Fuck you mean pointed?
And it gives me pause. So when people are talking about she had sex with a Sonic VA, and it is really bad because that's Sonic, and she worked her way up the industry, it's like, I don't know, there's a lot of leaps, and it seems like if there's other information you're trying to give me surrounding that, it feels like none of this is really with the intent of pointing out genuinely bad things. It's more in the point of filling out a roster of reasons to distrust someone.
Right.
And
What?
I know people accuse me of doing that, but I feel like this entire the master document, while I did not write it, I feel like none of it is nothing. All of it adds to the same conclusion. But not all of it's on the same level of intensity. Don't get me wrong, but a lot more of it is more than just damning. And the ones that aren't damning as much still help paint the picture of everything. There's the small details to corroborate the rest.
Right.
But all the people that are calling out Emily all seem to have a grudge and not.
So you're gonna
good
excuse
intentions.
her untrustworthy lying
were you
past.
ever aware of the changes that were made to the victim's
Because-
testimony by KP and Courtney?
It seemed like
I
points
didn't
to make me
know
not trust
any
her.
Of
This is
any
dumb.
of the changes to the testimony I didn't know of until late May, well past everything that happened.
Right.
I did not know that it was not Emily's own words entirely.
Gotcha.
Because I had already known the story for the most part, and it for more or less lined up with the main points. So any discrepancies were smaller. It wasn't like a huge change in the story as far as I was aware.
Right. I mean, they're not huge changes, but I think
Yeah.
one of the bigger ones that bring contention to her testimony was the issue of implied consent, you know? So, I mean, and to me, it just seemed really weird for KP to argue that implied consent is bullshit, and then be recording people without their consent to do so, and being like, well, it should be obvious I was recording, kind of thing. It's like, do you not see how that argues implied consent? Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like those are two very different things, because one is consent to be recorded in a conversation, and the other one is the difference between rape and not rape.
Sure, but when you're
Yeah, but then also, Courtney thinks it's okay. Like, implied consent exists in the context of like some fucking what is it? Ah, yeah, the Rockstar guy just like getting flashed by some random fan. They think that's cool. Dude, like I can't with Courtney, dude. Like they know it's real. They know it exists. They're just denying it. Okay, I don't know why. Maybe it's convenient for them. But yes, there is such thing as implied consent. It's just simply understanding body language, dude. It's not rocket science. Okay, like it's not this crazy thing, dude. Okay. But yeah. Fuck me, man. I don't know why. Like I've never had to have this conversation as much as now, dude. I It's kind of impressive actually. You insinuate the dude finds his sister hot and you won't move on, Saber also aces a twink. Fuck you, Falky. Fuck you. Anyways. Yikes. Dude, this Bonk guy is gay. But yeah. Anyways, continue.
You're giving consent. I mean, it's not just exclusive to having sex with someone. It's giving your consent to really.
No, I know. The word is broader than just in the context of sex. I don't like comparing them because it feels like two very different extremes. I don't think it's hypocritical of KP to do that because it technically is the same word, but in two very, very different extreme contexts. I don't really have a problem with KP having recorded DA games personally. I feel like I don't like that she lied about doing it, but she was trying to get proof of what he did to her, and I believe what he did to her. Right. So I don't really have an issue on that sense.
Sure, like I don't really necessarily, because it's complicated, right? Because it's Discord, and usually when people are just like, "Oh, that's like wiretapping or something like recording without permission to party," like all that stuff. I can tell you from even talking to Mr. Enter, right? If you try to bring those charges up on something that is a Discord call, they'll just tell you like, "What the fuck is Discord?" Like it's the rules are not the same, or either that or like, fuck, like the police are not like well equipped in internet knowledge to know that that's the same thing, kind of thing, I guess.
Also, it's legal in most states. One party consent for recordings is a thing, unless it's something
even
that breaks privacy
more, like party.
Getting like nude pictures of someone without their knowledge or something like that. But this is not that.
Yeah.
So like I get that people can maybe have qualms with how she went about it, but ultimately I think it is just worse on DA games, and I don't have a.
Oh, I know. Like the level of severity isn't the same. I just find it interesting that how she views consent. That's all.
I think it's weird that she altered the testimony at all. I don't like that. I don't like that she was reviewing it and adding her own opinions and little tweaks to it. I think that it should have been Emily's words, and then she could give advice on what to change instead of going in and altering it herself.
Sure, because at that point it doesn't become Emily's story; it just becomes their story.
Yeah, and it's like how she gave us this to post with her own opening paragraph phrased in our words about how to present it when we didn't give those words and they weren't how we would talk about it. I didn't like that it was just dropped on our laps. This is how you're going to present it. That's not really what I was ever going to do.
Mm-hmm. When you say that she gave you like an opener, right? Are you talking about like how the tweet should be, like the tweet that comes with the testimony? Is that what you're talking about?
She gave a paragraph worded from our perspectives that was meant to go up and then the testimony come after it. Like saying basically, I, Bonk, and I, Sophie, have done this and this, and we believe this is all true, and this is the story. There was more in there, but that's the gist of what I'm talking about. She basically role-played as us a little bit to give us, instead of us asking us to give a disclaimer and summarize like what we're about to be presenting, she made up a presentation for us, and that feels similar to her altering the testimony, because it makes it hard to know like what is and isn't coming from KP.
Yeah.
And now Emily has.
Do you happen to have this by any chance, or?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. May I see it, if you don't mind?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest problems with it is that it implies that Sophie was also made aware of everything and did an investigation herself, which was not true. Sophie did not have involvement, really. So it kind of just lied in that thing that we're supposed to present.
Oh,
so that's why I didn't use it. I made my own introduction to the testimony. In my, I wasn't speaking on behalf of Emily. I was speaking on behalf of me presenting Emily's testimony.
Yeah, because it felt weird for her to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, and some of those words weren't even true.
So what was it like as you try to pull that up? I don't know. You can probably give it to me after or whatever the hell. But what was it like receiving the initial backlash? At least the victim testimony and the video itself. Like, what was that kind of like?
it was worrying because, you know, obviously, now this is all tied to the BronyFandont account, and that is all tied to people with actual, people that were actually abused, people that want to have their stories heard and believed, and now people are taking this video and going, well, this was propped up by the BronyFandont account, which means all of the information that BronyFandont provided is, like, ineligible, which I don't think that's how information works. It felt very... I was very incredulous about it all, but it doesn't matter if I find that baffling. It matters how people perceive things. And I try to remind people that there is information put out. It's not my words that people are going off of. It's what is presented to them that they can see with their own eyes.
Right.
But it was an uphill battle when everyone wanted to talk about the KP video, because I feel like that for a lot of people is comedic to talk about. It's drama. It's this train wreck that they can all point at.
It made it 10 times harder, kind of thing. Like, what already was an uphill battle is now like a...
I mean, KP didn't even have to make a video.
And at the time, it wasn't even an uphill battle anymore for Griffin. It was like the battle was pretty much going great. It was going great. We convinced people. We were able to show people all the information, and had been able to get a lot done. He was dropped from Mob Entertainment. He was dropped from multiple conventions. People that knew him personally saw this information, and were starting to rethink their relationship with them, to the point of also leaving him and telling us more information that I can't share, but really highlights just how much is fucked up with the situation.
Good.
That's all I can say on that.
Well,
I can
thanks,
say that
Marcus,
there are people
for the
that were
raid.
close to him that know a whole lot more that I can't provide to the public, but it is also damning.
Right.
So, sorry, I keep getting
it's
off track.
No, it's okay. I mean, I guess since we're talking about like the initial backlash with all this, it kind of leads into events happening on Livestream. We don't have to talk about that if you're not super comfortable. I totally understand.
It's okay. We can talk about it.
Okay. What was going through your mind then? What the fuck happened?
So,
Oh boy.
like I said, I don't want to discuss the things that I shouldn't have posted, because they were things that I was told in confidence and then posted anyways. But I will say that what led to me doing that was Saber surprisingly released his video that morning, saying that the allegations against him aren't true. And then he went on to talk about KP and me and Sophie.
Right.
So
Well,
I
yeah.
felt pretty good at the time, because at first it was like, okay, he's pretending that Emily does not exist at all. This will be easy.
Easy.
I could let people know that Emily exists, and then this video is pointless. But things went differently, and people were latching on to his video a lot more than I expected to, because he doesn't really say anything in his video, aside from KP's video is bad, and...
No, he proves you guys to be
BronyFandont wants
malicious
clout
actors.
because he calls out other people. Yeah, KP's video is bad, and I do call out people, but the examples that he gave aren't examples of clout chasing, they're examples of people who have done shit. So I didn't expect the reaction that people had to that video.
I don't know why you keep framing it like this. What Saberspark did was frame you guys as malicious liars. You guys obviously have like a malicious bias. KP literally admitted it several times in the Slug interview. All right, it's you guys definitely lied a lot. You were very fucking malicious. Okay, that's not just these people bad. No, like obviously, I think it's pretty important to prove that your accusers are people that already have malicious bias against you and will throw anything at you. Okay, like that was pretty relevant. That's why people stuck to it. Okay. Dude, it's so stupid that you're not grasping that concept. But whatever.
To be so strong in his favor, saying that he proved his innocence when he didn't even talk about anything. It's not really proof. I know people make the argument that, like, if it's an alleged thing, what is he supposed to talk about? But he still didn't prove he was innocent.
Well, you didn't prove his guilt
he
either.
has the challenge of having to prove a negative kind of thing. Like, the
that
most he can say is
isn't
just...
proof.
I mean, the most he can say is just nah, like, at the time. And if he's gonna set up doing legal stuff, he can't say anything beyond just nah. You know what I mean? Like, if he wanted to prove his innocence, if he's planning on doing any sort of lawsuit, he'd do it in a courtroom. Maybe that's what he's saving that for.
I can see that perspective. I just can't see the perspective of people claiming that he proved anything. Because, at best, he said he didn't do it. That's the extent of evidence that he gave to him not doing it. Right. And I understand that people... I understand the argument that he can't present evidence of him not doing something that he didn't do. I understand that argument. It just doesn't make it that he proved anything. If he can't prove it, then he can't prove it. But he
Like,
doesn't even
you
attempt
didn't
to
prove
go
his
over it.
guilt.
And if there's more reasons, if it's because of a court case or anything, sure. But it's still not even evidence against what he.
You guys
what
don't have
happened, what was
fucking evidence
alleged
against
to
him. This is so stupid.
So, people believing so strongly that he, without a shadow of a doubt, is the innocent party now was surprising because he didn't say anything. So I was getting more and more depressed as that went on. I felt less hopeful. I felt that people kept trying to tie it to Griffin too. They were saying things like, well, if he's going to lie about Saberspark, then he must be lying about Black Griffin too. Just dismissing all information without even acknowledging any of the information.
You do that to other people too.
Even though it wasn't my word alone. It wasn't even word of mouth. It was physical things you could perceive. But they wanted to just wrap it all in a bow and say, well, we can forget all this now. And it was devastating because I talked to the people.
I just want to remind everyone, this is the same person that discredited a lot of claims and like has like, combated a lot of claims just because it's, came from Beckett or whatever. It's like, oh man, I can't believe mysterious Mr. Enter was interviewed by Beckett. Or even this call, it's like, yeah, I can't believe that a lazy bedhead did this for Beckett. It's like, it's everything. It's Beckett, dude. Like, fuck off. Holy shit. But yeah, no, you do you literally discredit people just because you don't like them. Like, this is so dumb. Like, obviously people are going to speculate against you. If you fumbled a case and don't even know what you're doing, they're going to start actually looking into other things you've done, being like, well, this guy clearly doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Did they do anything else right? Like, how are you surprised? Fucking hell.
That are affected by all this. And at this point, I'm affected by all this too. People know who I am. It was never a secret. But I am attached to everything. So I wouldn't want to go around saying crazy, incredulous shit if I wasn't sure. And I am still sure of what happened with Saberspark and with Black Griffin. But people were telling me that I just wanted attention, that I'm a liar, that I was making things up. And it felt so hopeless because I knew it was
because you got called a liar
to be
online.
blunt. There's no reason for them to believe that. Nothing that I've done presented a person who just wanted to say shit for the sake of saying shit. At worst, if people want to say that I have bad intentions or something, they can say that I believe things too strongly if they really want to. But to act like I was seeking validation through all of this, like just wanting to get internet points, or that I was making stuff up, like it's very dismissive for no reason. Like I don't feel like I've done anything to make them believe that, but that was what was being said anyways.
Right.
And things kept falling apart from there. Because Saberspark made a video about it, and it was very public. It got like 1 million views within the first few hours, from what I recall. People in my personal life were starting to think that, oh, well, if everyone's saying he's a liar, he's probably a liar. Not people that I'm closer to. Those people understood the situation to some degree. I don't really try to inform everyone on the Griffin situation in my personal life. I try to keep it as separate so I can remove myself when I need to. But my closest friends did know about the situation and how I was trying to help people with it. And so they understood that this was all bullshit, but it was a lot coming on me. But the people I wasn't as close to saw it and were like, oh, ew, and dropped me without even asking me about it. And it hurt. It kept piling up.
Yeah.
I felt that, well, now for the rest of my life, people are going to use this and point to it and say, don't work with this person. And as someone who wants to make projects and do things, collaborations at some point, as someone who's been trying to do things, this is going to end possibilities of that just because I was trying to help people. And I can't really change that perspective. I can't just tell everyone it's not true and have them believe me. They won't always give me the time of day to explain every little minutia of what happened. So I started to not see any hope for my future. And people kept telling me to kill myself.
Oh my
and
God.
I've had suicidal tendencies
Get
in the
off
past.
the internet.
And people like to use that as evidence that I am a liar, that I'm suicide baiting, because I didn't actually kill myself. And I thought
I thought I was just saying it to be a dick, but this guy unironically almost attempted suicide because they fucking were called a liar on the internet. Holy fuck me, man. Fuck me. Yeah, no, you should not be in this space at all. Holy shit.
there's only one way to prove them wrong, to make people believe that I am not making things up. I'm not just trying to get empathy. I genuinely have no sense of a future right now, and I'm genuinely in a terrible state of mind. And the only way to prove those people wrong is to do it, is to die.
What?
I don't feel that I proved them wrong by streaming and recording me going up to the bridge. That wasn't my goal. Because if that was my goal, that doesn't change anything. That they could still be like, well, you didn't do it, so you're a liar, you're just fading. My goal in that moment was to do it. Because it was the only way that they would stop telling me how I actually feel, and maybe, hopefully, stop acting like it was all disproven, and maybe they would start looking into it again. It would be big news again, and they would believe Destiny, and they would believe the other victims again. So I wanted to change the narrative on everything, and I thought...
So you attempted to try to commit suicide with the goal being that they would take you more seriously? Dude, that is so fucking stupid. Holy shit. Fuck me, man.
One swan song, and it could maybe get better. But I get scared. I don't want to be hurt. I don't like cut myself or anything. I don't want pain. I just, sometimes life gets to a point where I don't want it. And every time I think about it or do anything about it, I back out because I'm afraid that I'll mess it up and I'll just be in agony.
Then get off the internet, bro.
In those extreme moments, if I ever had a way of instant, like, out, I might have taken it. But jumping off a bridge is not a guarantee. Other methods that I know are not a guarantee. So luckily, I haven't done it, because my brain starts rushing with, well, what if I survive this? But then I'm just like broken as a person, like physically, and it hurts, or I lose a leg or something, and then I have to go on, and I have bills from the hospital, and like my life is just this harder, but I'm still living it. So that got me to stop, and I felt like I couldn't stop because I've already gone that far. But every thought is rushing in my head. The thought that if I don't do this, it will only be worse. It won't have changed anything if I don't do this. The thought that if I don't do this, I'm going to be put back in the hospital for like another week, because I've done that before and I've hated it. It just feels like I'm sitting around waiting to go back to my life while things are still bad. It doesn't feel like I'm getting helped. And I didn't want to go back to that, so I thought I needed to. Sorry, every question you give me, I go on and on.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay. I'll just cut you off by asking, like, how like you're doing okay now. Like, I'm very sorry that this sucks. Like, I'm in your shoes. Like, I'm not a cutter either, but I have moments where I'm just like, I wish I could just fall asleep and never wake up. Like, I get it. I totally get it. But I just hope that you're doing okay now. You know.
I'm doing all right now. Things have mellowed out. I've stopped fighting every person on the internet. Instead, I just the ones that are very clearly not caring about what they say, I just block. I don't, and it's been better.
Right.
Doing that.
That's what that feature is for. Yeah.
Well, that's what
It feels like I need to prove myself. I feel like that a lot of things in my past have made me the kind of person who always needs to prove that I'm not nothing. But I realize that I can't convince people who don't want to be convinced, and and people who want to just insult are not going to be convinced by me.
Sure.
And sometimes I would validate it in my head, like, well, I'm arguing with them, but it's for the sake of other people to see how stupid they're being. But I realize that it's just better to present the information without all the extra nonsense on the side.
So, what was the reason in letting you back into the BronyFandont account? Like, I mean, from my perspective, right? And this is just me speaking on behalf of, like, if I were in Sophie's situation. If I had seen that this whole situation and being online had caused you to want to jump, I wouldn't have let you back in the account. And that's just me. That's just because I want to look out for you, and I want to make sure that, like, if social media makes you suicidal, I would keep you away from the things that make you want to kill yourself. So, I'm just curious as to why you decided to come back to the BronyFandont account.
I don't want to speak for Sophie, but I don't think it's that. I don't think it's the way you explained it. I think that she understands the circumstances of what led to everything were extreme, but those circumstances were also not something that would happen every day. Even if Saberspark made a second video talking about me again, the level of things would not get to the same height as they did in that point. For one, I've already dealt with it, so I could be better prepared. But two, like, people aren't going to have the same energy that they had in that first initial surge when everyone was just, knee-jerk reaction, like going at it. And she knows that I was doing better. We talk, and I didn't even want back in to keep doing things. I wanted back in so that I could remove the situations that I did leading up to that, because I was not myself and I posted things that I shouldn't have.
I think you're back way too soon,
You
bro.
know, I didn't post things that were lies or that were like that were bad. But I posted things that were not as level-headed as I should have been, and some of them were things that I shouldn't have shared because I didn't have permission.
Right.
And I wanted to not let people just.
I mean, it's gotten to a rough point because it's like when you do all this, I could kind of understand why people think it was a suicide bait. When you yourself say the goal of the reason why you were trying to kill yourself was so that people could take you more seriously. That's ridiculous. That is fucking ridiculous and psychotic. Like, I'm gonna be so blunt, dude. Like, how would that make people take you seriously? That would just make people think, oh, yeah, they weren't mentally right. In fact, it could actually do the opposite, being like, oh, they clearly were going through things that were not mentally right in the head. Let's disregard everything they said, clearly considering that, you know, they aren't right in the head, right? Like, that could, like, you know, backfire on you. I have no idea why you would go that route. That is fucking insane. But yeah. Here we go.
Look at that all the time, but I did want to unlock the account so that people could still see all the information that was provided about all these different things.
Right.
I didn't want that to be inaccessible because of me. And I knew that Sophie had a hard time looking at the account after everything that had happened.
I'm surprised she didn't just delete it herself, to be honest. Like, she
had a hard time getting on. Like, she was there during everything. She saw what I did. She was scared for me. She's a very caring person. She did not let me on because she does not care. It was not easy for her. But I feel that people that aren't us have less lenience on what is and isn't okay in that situation. What isn't a good idea, because they don't really see us as people. They see me as someone who's unstable and her as someone who allowed this unstable person back onto this account, which that's not a summary of me or the situation. That's a very, like, from the lens of someone who only knows that's how it seems. But we're people. We live our lives. It's been a lot has happened while only being a month and a half since all that.
Speaking of people that portray you as crazy, segue. Let's talk about the Courtney Peet video. Courtney Peet is a content creator, also known as Beckett, and there's a second person that runs the account.
Oh, it's just
Jenny,
a fucking jump, lol.
And they made a video that features Michelle and Claire, and a lot of other people on the polar opposite, I suppose, of this. They bring up a lot of things about you, a lot of things about Amy New, and also Sophie Shrugs. And most of it was mostly just kind of explaining how bad the KP video was. KP was in that video, which I was very shocked by. To be fair, though, she's talking to a lot of people, like us, that slug guy that I'm like, why would you even fucking talk to him? But
yeah, I think she talks to anyone who asks, honestly.
Literally, yeah, that's what the feeling I was getting.
No, she ran. She ran for
I know
me.
so much about Slug that I would have advised her absolutely do not talk to Slug. But that video comes out. It's like 2 hours. I don't exactly remember absolutely everything from it, but I did take notes somewhere. It's just not in front of me. What was your opinions of that one? I know that you're probably not super pleased with it, considering how you've kind of referred to Beckett as I don't even know, you were very much alluding to not liking.
He's a right-wing loser.
Okay, there it is, I suppose. Yeah, what is your opinions of the video? What's the problems with it that you have?
I haven't watched it.
A right-wing loser. What did Bro
I know
do
things that happen
right-wing?
in it. I've seen parts of it that have been sent to me. And I know that some of the people that are talked about in
Beckett is like a
told
twink,
me
bro.
about their sections on it and how bullshit it is. So I don't want to even promote that video. And I don't care to watch it.
You don't want to give it a watch at all to see what was even said?
I think this person shouldn't be allowed online in a legal sense.
Why is that?
Oh, but
because
you
they're
should
like Alex
be.
Jones
Fuck
type.
me,
They're like a
dude.
Keemstar. They want. They don't just want attention. They want attention, and they're willing to put anything out to do it. And so far, like since releasing,
I don't think the person that was mean to me should be online, but I should be, despite the internet almost driving me to my end. Like, I think that's crazy to rationalize it like this. And if we're going off a legal sense, you've slandered people, which defamation's a crime as well. Like, I'm just bewildered by this. That is actually insane.
They have made posts on their account
Fucking
insulting everyone and harassing everyone that they talk about, including Amy. Like, we're not going out of our way to talk to them. They're going out of their way to poke us as like a... They're trying to get a reaction.
Who cares?
They have since also, like, found old fanfics that I wrote from when I was a minor. Not problematic in any way. Just fanfics that I wrote when I was young, and they're not the greatest. And just make fun of it and brag and go like, haha, it's so funny. Look what they did. And it's just really telling. Like, none of this is relevant in the slightest. It's just to like insult and harass.
Right.
And I know people are
Mugged?
gonna be like, oh, he's trying to use what happened as an excuse, but like I literally tried to kill myself a month ago, and this is what they're doing. I don't even talk to these people, and they're just going into my past and trying to laugh at things that aren't even a problem. Like, they stalk my accounts and post anything that they think will get a bad reaction, or a good reaction to the people that want bad for me. Like, I posted a Ko-fi link on my personal Blue Sky because I was doing financially worse than I had expected, and I've been in the red a bit. It's been. I don't want to get into that.
No, it's fine. It's whatever. It's personal. I get it. But
yeah, my point is just that I was in a really tough spot. I don't do that lightly. Ask for money. And I wasn't asking anyone specifically, and I also wasn't asking through the BronyFandont accounts at all. I wouldn't do that. But they were posting it as if like, oh, look what they're doing. Oh, look, they're trying to like get everything they can out of all this. But it's removed from all of that, and it's because I was in a bad place, financially, and they're just making fun of that. It's...
Wait, there's a. Do you know the server Diddy Tones is hiding in? There's a server they're hiding in? I want an invite link now. I demand an invite link. Okay. I need to be invited to this now. Okay. I want to say hi to my favorite. I don't even know if I could call them favorite, actually. They're just gay. I need an invite link right away. I want to say hi. Sure thing. Oh boy, dude. Oh boy. Oh boy. Dude, there's no way. There's actually no way. Hold on. Little mini derail. Okay. Dude, there's absolutely fucking no way, dude. This is evil. Check my Discord. Dude, are you mogging me? Let's see. I'm checking it. I think you're mogging me. Where are you? Where is you? Dude, hold up. Did you send it in DMs or something? You're saying check my Discord. Oh, in there. Okay. Let me say, I want to say hi. What's their account? Do we know? Yeah, I'm a human. Let me in. Please direct the element similar. Yeah, this one. Verify. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Do we actually know their current Discord account? Doodle joined my GF server a month ago and was kicked, so Doodles, I believe this person. Hold up. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I like competitive games. Finish. Make sure to read the rules in chat. I don't care. Okay. Where's Doodle Tones? Where's Doodle Tones? Where's Doodle Tones? What's their Dawn told story? Are they in here? No, they're not. Fuck. LT titties. Okay. Let me expose Dawn told she her. Okay. I'm not gonna tag her because that's gonna be the most evil like call out of myself ever. But where is she? Where is she? Where are these people? How many people are in the server again? It's like I don't even know how many people are here. They seem offline right now. Dude. How they keep coming back. They have a free... Yeah, I saw. I think, yeah. I'll keep this, you know, close by. And if I ever bump into them, I'm gonna say hi. Oh, they said stuff? Sorry, I just figured it was something y'all should have been aware of. Of course, that was the correct thing to do. I can hand you needed context and shit to what was all this about. Nobody should be doing that in a public space, let alone those heavy accusations. What? One last thing, get the fuck out and get your GED. You useless Cumbrian pedo defender. Dude, stop. You're literally just fucking stirring shit up in a public area for no reason. Dude. Are you guys just gonna... So wait, the server's aware? Dude. Dude, wait. I want to say, let's see. Don. No. I'm trying to look for a person. God. Okay, actually, that's right. Hold on. Come on, A Space. Did you find doodles? Yeah, Chris, I unironically did, but I'm trying to see if I can gay op them. Let's look for needed context. Needed context. Okay, there we go. Please. No! I have to be an active member in the server. Fuck. Can I say hi? Dude, I probably just fucked my gay up, but that's okay. It's so fucking over, dude. Ask them to talk. I want to talk to them. Well, I will be fair. Actually, I'm gonna be their best buddy. How are you? Okay, we'll see. We'll see if we get any response, guys. Okay. Anyways. There's probably gonna be nothing from that. I'm gonna be so real. It's gonna be so fucking over, dude. God. Dude. Anyways. Chris, I don't think we're gonna get a conversation, at least not this stream. There's no way. It's gonna be funny. Oh, shit. How did you get them to DM me if they blocked me? What the fuck? Chris. That's because they don't know me. Alright, I'm gonna keep the rest of the conversations off stream. Just so they don't know. Just so bro don't know. I'm gonna make it look like I'm just going over this topic. Get them to do an interview. Yeah? We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep a close eye on the stuff. Anyways.
It's cruel and unusual. It is not a problem that I'm doing.
Right.
Back to the Bonk interview.
So, can I just ask, like, because you call him alt-right, what gives you that impression that he's alt-right, I suppose?
Well, I've dealt with people like this a lot. I kind of pick up on the subtext more than the people. I know a lot of people are going to go, oh, so he just thinks highly of his, like, perspective, but no, not necessarily. But he follows, like, only 11 people, and 2 of them are Keemstar. These people, they say things that are like slogans in their circles, and a lot of those slogans are telling of their environment. Hope and Seed is one of them, and that is literally their name.
Right.
They are.
Dude, Chris, I'm not gonna get anything else, Dad. I'm not gonna get anything else. All right. that's just the reality right now. That's just the reality I have to accept. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to this. Shut the fuck up, Chris. You're evil.
Rage baiter, and they're outwardly saying so, and they are using that slogan that is primarily used by people who are trying to get reactions out of people in like usually like in an anti-LGBT or anti-minority sense.
I mean, you don't think it could have just been that it's just more edgy and not like linked to like alt-right isms? Because like when I think alt-right, I think of somebody who uses like a Nazi dog whistle, and I don't know if Copenhagen is necessarily a Nazi dog
that
whistle.
one is not necessarily a Nazi dog whistle, but it is a right-wing dog whistle.
Okay.
They do dog whistle quite a bit. I don't know if they're specifically a Nazi
dog whistle,
but
bro.
They are alt-right. It's hard to explain this kind of thing because if I were to go through their account right now and list things, they would just go, look how crazy they're being. They're saying that this term means this. I don't mean it that way. And then a lot of people would go, yeah, totally. He's being crazy. But that's the point. They gaslight.
So you said you haven't watched the whole video, but you've seen parts of it.
Chris, you're being so evil. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you guys know. We'll see how it goes.
What parts of it have you seen?
I've seen sections that people have sent to me directly. And I've been told other parts of it through word of mouth. I've tried to avoid it, both because I feel like this person isn't someone worth giving attention to, but also because sorry, go on.
I completely understand it from yours. Like, I mean, the video doesn't talk kindly on me either. Like, so I completely understand from an avoidance perspective. But at the same time, they have Michelle and Claire both in the video. Do you not think that that's something maybe you should hear out a little bit? I mean, especially since they're people that you've had interaction with online.
I mean, like, all they do, from what I understand, is repeat that they don't feel that they're victims, which is not new information to me. Like, I feel that this video would just be upsetting to watch for me, and I'd like to avoid that. But also I feel like the video is just going to be and from what I've seen is people saying things and then Copenhagen nodding aggressively with those things. It's not information, it's not new contexts, it's just disagreeing and then everyone going, there you have it, folks. I know that a lot of it is them talking on me and Sophie and trying to paint us in the worst light. And I know some of the things that they're saying are just complete bullshit. So if there is more in there, you really have to trust it in the midst of people that really are intentionally lying. So I don't think there's anything of value there, because if there are things that are real, you can't figure out what it is. Because Claire says things like Sophie made a pet snail at a con because Claire felt that she would be at threat of being talked about poorly by Sophie if she didn't. Which when you think about that scenario, it's insane. And I've heard what actually happened in that scenario, and it is insane. And Claire knows it's not true. That's the thing. She's lying intentionally. So I don't feel like I need to hear what else she has to say, because the things that Griffin did, regardless of how she feels about it, shouldn't have happened.
Okay.
It's not. If it was not happening to Claire, it wouldn't change my opinion of it.
Are we starting to
things
loop?
that shouldn't have happened, and not just to Claire.
Yeah, sells dress up told punk rape. Okay, bro. Okay. I feel like we're starting to loop a little bit. I'm about to like end stream almost if like we're just gonna loop on the same thing. But it's whatever. It's whatever. I blame you for bringing me here and getting my hopes up. Yikes. Yikes. Chris and Ark is just a huge fan. It's over, dude. It's fucking over. Whatever. Anyways. Yikes. Moving on.
And Claire defends all of it. And a lot of the time she lies about it. So I don't feel like she's a reliable narrator for any of it. So her opinion doesn't
just like
really
you
change anything for me. I to an extent I feel empathy, and I'm sorry that she had to go through the things that she went through. But if she's going to use how she perceives things to also like diminish what happened to Destiny, what happened to the victim on Snapchat, what happened to the all the others, Dorothy, Jill, all the racism, like it's just too much to really I'm not great at talking. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's fine. It's fine. I am kind of confused because you said that that competency shouldn't be on YouTube in a legal sense. Could you elaborate what you meant by that? Like, what do you mean by legal?
Oh boy.
Well, I don't think what they. So, I mean two things by that. Because one, part of that video is legal, but
How
two,
so?
I feel that Claire posts her therapy appointment audio.
It's just look up the Whoop Master part.
And that's illegal.
What do you mean Whoop Master part? What are you on about, dude? Dude, what the fuck is bro yapping about? Dude. What in the hell have I missed? Nothing. Nothing. We are just a chill, casual space stream. Woot Master. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oh, actually, okay.
Criticism that I've seen of you, and it's in regards to how you defend Whoop Master. Here's the thing about Whoop Master. Because I've talked about stories of this nature before, in regards to people like Earl Doobie, right? You probably don't know who that is. That's the White Bowser. That's a guy who is really into drawn anime children. That's all I can really tell you about it.
Okay.
So yeah, search him up. It's so much fun.
I'm all right, honestly.
Yeah,
I believe you.
Yeah.
Ace, before someone sends you the screenshots from my server, yes, I threatened you if you fuck up the interview attempt. Yikes. You know what, Chris? There's no guarantees that Diddle Tones will want to talk to an emo like me, okay? There's no guarantees. Bro, he will loop, but yes, there's a no way he should know about this therapy session about Claire's father if someone who speaks from knows if it was a therapy session. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know, Chris. I don't know. There's no guarantee. I can't guarantee shit. Total A step. You see, I can't guarantee anything, bro. Yikes. What can I say? Dude. It is what it is. I mean, what can I do? But anyways. Anyways, back to listening to the rest of this call.
So, Whoop Master has had a history, kind of, with, his artwork can kind of be seen as controversial, for reasons being that, like, a lot of it involves, like, characters canonically underage or something like that. I'm of the opinion that, like, irregardless, as you say, I aged up the character. I think it's very, very weird to draw them in specific situations, irregardless of age. I feel like you probably don't feel the same way since you've defended Whoop Master, so can you just kind of explain to me your feelings on, like, Whoop Master as a content creator? Because they've been in controversy before for this specific thing, and I just was curious about, like, why you would choose to defend that whilst also trying to, like, expose somebody else for grooming. It seems like a contradiction to be like, I'm okay with drawings of underage characters in certain situations, but I'm absolutely gonna die on the hill to say that somebody groomed somebody, kind of thing.
I think that's a very... I'm not trying to, like, be hostile or defensive.
Well,
I just think that's very short-sighted. No, okay. I just think it's entirely different. Like, not even... Like, if you think one is bad, or both are bad, that's fine. Mm-hmm. I'm not even trying to debate that. I'm just trying to say that there are leagues different. And it seems very short-sighted to say that it's the same thing and contradictory. Because there are genuine people that exist that are being harmed, and multiple of them, in the Griffin situation, and I think that Woot fights for a lot of people that need help. I think he is very genuine in all that. And if he ever did anything that Griffin did, I would not be so willing to defend him. In fact, I would probably just not talk to him ever again. And I don't really talk to him all that much to begin with. Okay. But he hasn't done anything to harm anyone, as far as I'm aware. Mm-hmm. I don't really... I don't want to argue this point because I don't think it matters to the grand scheme of everything, and I know people don't like when I argue this, and they act like I'm ruining everything because I'm talking about it, but I'm only talking about it because people bring it up. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel like artwork of fictional characters, regardless of what age or anything that they are, has any effect on real people unless it's a drawing of a real child, and then that crosses the line greatly for me. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll find out how, Diddy Tones was figured out. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. I think I've heard about this. Dude, this is like a very poorly disguised digital stream at this point. Okay. Alright, gonna go ahead and out Susie Doodletone's alt accounts that went to after she left her channel last year. Her Twitter is Dawn's Stories, and her Discord account is Dawn's Told Stories. Oh yeah, I've heard about this. Found this out when she went to DMs between her and Hitten, forgot to censor it. Okay, some loser online. Okay, yeah. But then the frame wife. Okay. Frame this at me as me purposely trying to throw you under the bus. You didn't. I just said you didn't. My point is that I wasn't considered. You didn't do it to hurt me, but you never thought it would do. I'd be collateral damage. That's what I'm saying. Then what was I supposed to do? Ask or tell me? I should have found out. I shouldn't have found out third hand from Lio after it already happened. No, I told you when. April 5th. So now he's going through the Cloud Palace chat. I responded with this because I already knew. That's why. Lol. I was told days beforehand that Shuli had been combing the thread about her. I was told at the end of March. It's why I asked him not to come to me about it. I see. Did. She begged me not to out the name back then, but nowadays, fuck that. No privacy for people like her. Is Shuli being transphobic? Gulp. God, it's over. Yeah. Dude, it's over. It's over. Yeah, this isn't a Tiltone stream. It's a Dawn Told Story stream. Lol, big difference. You're right. You're right. I'm very foolish to not realize that. Fuck. Dude, I'm just gonna, like, try to power through the rest of this call and probably end it there. Got lots of big stuff to focus on.
If I had any thought that Whoopmaster wanted to get with actual children, I would not be talking about Whoopmaster. In any good sense, at least.
Right.
But I don't think that he has that. I don't believe that. He's given me no reason to believe that, and I know people. I keep saying the same. I know people this. I know people that. I understand that there is a lot of things that would require explaining my stance on and explaining what the differences are. And once I go into that, the conversation's too uncomfortable for people. And I think that they don't listen to what I'm saying, and they just go, he defended that thing. So therefore, he shouldn't be talking about anything ever. But I don't think he has harmed anyone. And that's the difference for me. I don't think it matters.
Well, I think we had a conversation, right, about like the whole Nazis in the Brony fandom, how normalizing and like how normalizing certain things can also equally be harmful, right? If you're like being like, nah, this is normal, that's equally as bad, or saying like, nah, that's not as big of a deal, that's equally as bad. Could you not concede that maybe, you know, drawing characters like that normalizes the idea that people of that age can be put in sexual situations and it can be seen as fine? Like, because that's.
I think that's a lot more fair of an argument than most people give. I agree that there is that you are making a fair argument there.
Because that's my main argument when it comes to it, really. That's what I say to everyone. It's just like, sure, these characters may not be real, but drawing them sexualized, knowing the age that they are in the show, could normalize the idea for real kids that watch the show and love the show, seeing them like that, be like, oh, that could be normalized for me too. Like, that's my argument. It's normalization of something that I don't think should be.
I believe that it should not be in a place where people uncomfortable with it and people who are minors can see. It should not be accessible. It can't just be posted willy-nilly. Like, I think that is wrong. Like I said, I think that dissecting it, a lot of people will instantly feel uncomfortable because the topic of anything sexual can make a lot of people uncomfortable. So I think a lot of people will not want to hear this next part, but I think that there's a lot of gray. There's a lot of differences and variables in all this. I don't think it's necessarily that like Smolder the dragon from My Little Pony, when Whoopmaster looks at art of them or whatever, I don't think it's necessarily the fact that they are like a minor character that is why he wants to see art of that. I think there's a lot of different variables where, and it's uncomfortable for me to talk about too. I don't like defending. I don't want a side in the war. I just don't think he's a bad person. I don't think he's hurt anyone. But I think that, but to explain why I think it is different from. Sorry, what was your question again? I'm sorry.
I'm asking if you concede to the fact that like Whoopmaster's artwork and the past artwork he's made that has been controversial normalizes certain things that are harmful and therefore shouldn't be defended.
Yeah, so I would compare that to like people that make like gore art Like, would you make the argument that that is normalizing murder and therefore people are going to be more likely to murder? I think that is, while people don't want to see it that way, it is kind of one for one. Like, people think it's different, but that perception is just that one is normal to draw and one isn't. I think maybe it does normalize it in a way, and maybe that is bad, but I don't know enough to determine.
Well, I mean, I think there's a bit difference between like sexual interests and fantasies versus that. I mean, God, it's like almost like a direct link with sexual fantasies when there comes like fetishes like that, as opposed to, you know, gore doesn't like have any direct links to like I'm gonna kill. Dude, fucking Falgy, bro. Anyways, but yeah, God. So yeah, I think there's definitely a little bit of a difference. Like I don't think they're directly comparable. Am I misunderstanding this, or is this about the foul porn? I'm so late. No, this is about Woot Woot, who drew underage My Little Pony character. No, actually, I guess it is Falcon, but like Woot Woot person, I guess, drew pretty sexual stuff of underage pony characters, and now it's over, bros. God, it's over. But yeah, anyways, going through more of this because Terraria is a fire game. We got like
That
20
is happening.
left.
I just think that there are certain venues where if you want to do that, go for it. I don't, as long as it's not hurting anyone. If it's not of a real person who is not consenting to that, or is a child and therefore can't consent to that, I don't really care if a cartoon dragon is being harmed, because they aren't being harmed because they're not real. But in the sense of it being normalized, I guess I don't know for certain that it is helping actual predators get away with anything. Well, I think that, like things like Grand Theft Auto, I think that there are violent people that really like violent games, but I don't think the violent games made them violent people, you know?
I suppose so, but I think it's more so how that artwork is being utilized, right? Like, when people use Grand Theft Auto, they don't use that as, like, a simulation to things that they're going to, you know, do bad things in the future.
I agree. I don't think that Woot is going to do the things either. I think it's the same in that regard, too.
Sure, but, like, why even introduce a sexual element to minor characters at all? Like, that doesn't seem very necessary. Like, you can sexualize characters that are adults, and that's, like, you know, they're in the territory of that to do so, but most people are just, like, these are essentially lolly characters, right? Like, it's like, do not lewd the lolly. That's, like, a big thing in most fandoms. It's like, don't fucking do that shit. Like,
I think it's the same I think it's a slippery slope argument, and I kind of hate that argument. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
okay.
Like with what I was saying with Grand Theft Auto, the same thing can also be applied, where people, or a lot of like people, were upset with Grand Theft Auto for depicting violence and allowing you to play as it, and they were saying that this was going to lead to more violence. And you could make the same arguments for that, where, okay, well, why would you need to do that when you could have a game where you are nice to everyone? Why does it have to be an option? I don't think it is necessarily a desire to do these things in real life. I don't think it has to translate to that, and I think that people who do have those inclinations, we're going to also gravitate to doing this out of real life anyways. I honestly, I think there might be something to it being so common and accepted that it becomes so widespread that people get away with more. I think that could be a possibility, and that could lead to actual harm. Like what you were comparing with the Nazi situation. I can see that. I just can't confirm that is happening. So I don't want, and I also feel pretty safe saying that Wootmaster isn't a predator.
Right.
So I don't want to condemn him for that. And when he has fought for people, I don't want to dismiss that just because people are uncomfortable with some of the things he does separate to that. Same, like, I don't want people dismissing everything I'm talking about just because they don't agree with everything that
But you'll
happens
dismiss
separately.
other people based
I
on
don't feel that
unrelated
I've
issues.
given anyone reason to distrust me.
Oh, God. Dude, I think we're going to end it here. I got some other things to take care of. So, yeah. Let's raid the stream elsewhere. Is there anyone else I could redirect right now anyways? No, just nobody. There's just no one. God. There's just literally no one. I think I'm just gonna end the stream without fucking yeah, I'm just gonna end the stream without rating, dude. This is over. It's over, dude. Fuck me. But yeah, I guess I'll just end it. You guys have a great night. See you later. See you next stream. Bye.